W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at whmsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
There's nothing quite like the Honda Accord Hybrid and the CR-V Hybrid when it comes to exhilarating efficiency. With hybrid technology and thrilling capability, these vehicles deliver an electrifying performance on every drive. But what truly makes these hybrids special is the unwavering determination that inspires everything we do. Redefine your driving experience with Honda, KBB.com's best value brand of 2023.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA's moving lives forward.
Based on 2023 brand image awards from Kelly Blue Book. Visit kbb.com for more information.
It's time for the excitement of NCAA Division II football featuring the Shepard Rams and the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Today's coverage is brought to you by the Smallwood and Small Insurance Group, W. Harley Miller Systems, Chris Miller and the Dutch Miller Automotive Group, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, Rock's Local Markets, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, Bechtel Jewelers, CMA Honda of Winchester, Brown Funeral Home and Cremation Robert Fields & Sons, Orsini's Home Store, Hagerstown Ford, the Berkeley County Health Department, Modern Realty Results, and the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm. Standing by is our TV10 broadcast team, so let's head to the field and get today's pregame show underway.
Good afternoon and welcome to Millersville University as the Shepard University Rams get ready to take on the Millersville Marauders. It's a rainy day here in Millersville, Pennsylvania, and the Rams have struggled in the rain in the past, even in this game. Last time they were here, a rainy game here at Millersville where Tyson Bagent threw 3 interceptions. The Rams did get a dominating win on the scoreboard, but it has been an issue for them to move the football in these kind of weather conditions and hold on to the football. Of course, we saw the PSAC championship a year ago, a loss for the Rams before the next time when they made it up to IUP in clear weather, and it was a blowout win for Shepard. And then earlier this season, Kutztown getting the win over the Rams in the rain, 20-3, a part of 5 turnovers on the day. So a Millersville team that very similar to Lock Haven, coming in much improved this year. Nick Verzolini, Travis Smith, welcome you outside to Millersville. And Travis, should be an interesting matchup as it feels very similar to the one we had a few years ago.
Certainly. I mean, it's not a violent storm like we had to fight through last year, but the rain has been steady, and it looks like it's going to continue to be a driving rain throughout today's game, so it's certainly going to be a factor. And Shepard has shown that they've had their difficulty over their years because their game just does not travel well in this type of weather. And Millersville, you look at this ball club, they're coming in at 3-3. They're 1-2 in the conference and coming off of a tough loss last week versus East Stroudsburg, so they're looking to bounce back today against a very tough Rams team. It's homecoming for the Marauders, so they got a little bit more on the line coming into today's ball game, so it's going to shape up to be a very competitive contest and see who can make the fewest mistakes in today's tough weather conditions.
Head coach Ernie McCook going for career win number 50. He is 49-11 in his 6 seasons at the helm, and 817 winning percentage for Shepard. Offensively, the Rams got it going with 2 of their big 3 wide receivers last week in Jeremiah Taylor and Barry Hill, but they will be without Cam Dorner for at least this week, potentially more with that turf toe injury that he suffered near the end of the Lock Haven win, Travis. So the Rams will now look to some other guys to step up in that role, potentially Ethan Williams, the Boston College transfer, and of course we've seen some good things from the freshman Cordell Batten as well.
You have Batten. Also, Greer has stepped in on occasion to run a couple of plays at wide receiver. But Dorner, you're missing a lot coming into today's game. Already has 27 catches for 407 yards and 4 touchdowns. So one of the big play wide receivers, a big body wide receiver, and that's something that you certainly need in weather conditions like this because, one, you're going to rely on his size in the run game, blocking out there on the edge, And plus, it's going to be something where speed really isn't going to win out today. It's going to be you will need that type of size and physicality to go up and get contested balls, and he's just not going to be available for that today. So the Rams are going to have to look elsewhere to try to get some plays on the offensive side of the ball. And the name that is beginning to emerge over the past couple of weeks here is the redshirt freshman Jordan Barnett, the running back, the 6-foot, 225-pound banger. Certainly going to be this type of game that's going to be able to accentuate his running style. So you might see him heavily featured in today's offensive attack for the Shepard Rams.
Especially because dating back to that last rain game at home against Kutztown, that was the game where Malachi Brown had 3 fumbles in the Rams' loss. So, we'll see. I mean, how much has he improved in this kind of weather holding on to the football? The last 2 weeks hasn't been an issue for him, and really – looking back on it, he's had his ups and downs with holding on to the ball even in non-weather conditions. So we'll see if Malachi can handle the weather today, as well as the entire Shepard team, because they also threw 2 interceptions in that day.
Absolutely, and like you mentioned, he's made improvements. You can see the ball security has been something that he's focused on. You've seen the improvement over the past couple of weeks. Now comes a very good test, because not only do you have these difficult weather conditions, you also have a very good Marauders defense. They have some really good linebackers on that side of the ball, so not only is he going to have to contend with the slick ball, but you're also going to have some nasty linebackers out there chasing you down, and Garrett Cox and Keyshawn Jones, 2 very tough inside defenders for that Marauders defense.
Offensively for Millersville, turnovers have been an issue for them as of late. They are led by quarterback Rob Footman, who we saw in last year's game, now a sophomore. He ended up coming out of the game, though, last week, and Ryan Zelt took over the freshman. So Footman definitely the more mobile quarterback, known as a runner, and they have some experience at the wide receiver position in Hakeem Melvin and Mekhi Alexander, who we remember from last season as well.
And something that's going to be critical for the Marauders today is how well that they're going to be able to protect the quarterback. Footman, we're not sure if he came out of the game due to injury or because the defense was just on him throughout the day. Maybe a combination of both. But looking at the East Stroudsburg game last week for Footman, only completed 48% of his passes for 170 yards, had 1 touchdown to 2 interceptions. He got sacked 3 times in that game. But he is a player that can pull it down and make something happen with his athleticism. Had 12 carries for 27 yards last week. So if it's a nip-and-tuck game, sometimes having that mobile quarterback that can create something when the play breaks down, that could prove to be the difference in today's matchup.
All right, we'll take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll hear from the head coach of the Shepard University Rams, Ernie McCook. This is Shepard Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
We're the Skinner Brothers. Most folks only need a lawyer once or twice in their lives. And when they're injured or in an accident, most people don't know what to do. We get it. It can be overwhelming.
Nobody likes to be told, you need a lawyer. But that's why we're here. We want to get you back to your normal life and help you recover.
So if you or loved one has been in an accident, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can get you compensation.
Reach us at SkinnerWins.com or Google Skinner Lawyers. We'll treat you like family.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for Dollar Wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the Cornhole Tourney, Friday Night Lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for Steak Night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
We welcome you back on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. We'll now get into our coach's interview, brought to you by Parsons Ford. They're located at 1400 Shepherdstown Road or online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first. Parsons.
We're now joined by the head coach of the Shepard University Rams, Ernie McCook. Coach, another win for your team over Lock Haven, a much improved Lock Haven team. You guys were able to grind out a 27-10 win.
Yeah, I thought our team played hard. They played physical. They answered a lot of challenges that we had throughout the game. Lock Haven's an up-and-coming program. Their coach has done a great job. They made a commitment to football. They've recruited players to play hard. It was a road win. Anytime I think you can go on the road and win is a big deal. And I thought our defense, getting all the takeaways, that was outstanding. I would like to see us had more production in the red zone offensively and not give up so many sacks.
You mentioned the takeaways and defense, again, getting a lot of takeaways and getting 4 on the day, and no defensive touchdowns were allowed from their offense. So overall, really great performance from your defense.
No question about it. Defense came to play. They played outstanding. So hopefully we'll continue to build on that.
You mentioned some of the red zone struggles. How do you, work on some of that stuff to move forward and make sure you're able to capitalize off of those turnovers?
We have to win the line of scrimmage first. We have to win the line of scrimmage to be able to run the ball when we need to, and we need to execute the ordinary play.
You threw in a wildcat this past week. How long has that been in your playbook?
About 10 years. So we've had it for a long time. We used to do it with Jabri Lally quite a bit. It's been something that we've always done. We felt good about the personnel we had and thought it was the right time to do it.
You walk away with that game with some injuries. The one that stands out was Dante Harrison. Can you have an update on his status?
Yeah, Dante's recovering. He's back. He's going to be cleared to play eventually. I thought the medical staff at Lock Haven did an outstanding job. Really appreciated how our trainers handle it. I thought it was great, but Dante's fine.
And then Cam Dorner also goes down. How long do you think he'll be out?
It could be a turf toe, so we're still evaluating that.
Coach, Millersville this week, a team that looks like they've made a lot of improvements from last year as well. What have you seen from them so far?
Well, I think you can see an overall building of the program. I think Coach Morgan does a great job there as coaches recruiting good players. You could see this team building for the last 3-4 years that we played them. They're a very talented, well-coached football team. They play really strong in all 3 phases, and they've always been really tough for us defensively. I think the things that they do on defense has caused us some issues. We have to have a good game plan in place in all 3 phases if we're going to find a way to win on the road.
In Millersville, another program that Shepard has a lot of history with as well, similar to Shippensburg.
Yeah, I mean, I think we used to play when Coach Carpenter was there and Coach Cater and Carpenter wars and stuff like that. I know my first year here, we played them in the playoffs, lost 21-14. We have had a history with them, and they're not far away. So it's a game that it's not quite like the Shippensburg game where we have alumni that live in the same neighborhoods together, but it is a close ball game, and we do have a history, and hopefully our history will continue to be look in our favor.
What do you need to do to get the win?
We need to execute on offense. We need to be able to score in the red zone, protect the quarterback. We need to continue to play, get takeaways on defense. We need to protect the football offensively. We have to, we've got to play. We've got to be a better football team this week than we were last week, and we have to be able to have done that in practice and our preparation each and every day. But we still have a long ways to go as a program. I like where we're at, but we have to have a sense of urgency in becoming better.
And if you guys do make the postseason, you'll be about halfway through the season at this point. So how do you feel about where you're at currently?
We need to be better. If we want to have a chance to get into the postseason play, we have to play better football than we have played, and we're capable of being a better football team.
All right, Coach, thank you. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
Concludes our coach interview, brought to you by Parsons Ford, located at 1400 Shepherdstown Road in Martinsburg, or online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first, Parsons. This is Shepard Rams football on TV 10.
At Dutch Miller Automotive, we've grown quite a bit over the last 60 years, but our core principles remain the same. We believe in treating our customers and our team members like friends and family. And we see it as our obligation to give back to all the communities we are so fortunate to do business in. In just West Virginia alone, we've grown from 1 location on the west end of Huntington to 10 rooftops employing more than 500 Mountaineers. Check out the inventory from all of our stores at DutchMillerAuto.com. Dutch Miller Automotive Group, West Virginia proud.
I'm Jonathan Bodwell, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare and life insurance agency. We are here to help you navigate the Medicare maze. We represent all of the major carriers, and you do not pay any more to go through us than if you go directly through a carrier. But if you go through us, you have a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs, not a voice that could be in some other part of the world. Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare agency. BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or 304-283-0864.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Before the invitations and the dress, the flowers, cake, candles, or vows, there was an answer to a question proposed with a ring.
Bechtel Jewelers knows that an important part of your wedding happens before the I-dos. We're a diamond store with an engagement and bridal jewelry selection that's both exciting and accessible.
On the big day, there's everything else, and there's the ring. Make sure you get this one right at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood.
Millersville, as Shepard getting ready to take on the Millersville Marauders. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Travis Smith. And Travis, let's talk a little bit about these two teams' defenses. As of late, the Shepard defense has, in a lot of ways, been one of the strengths of the team as they forced four turnovers last week. It seems like Dwayne Grantham, as we'll hear from him on the other side of this break, is really starting to come along, feels healthy, and is playing more like the guy we saw last year, and he's that leader on defense. But overall, it seems like this unit has made some great strides over the last few weeks.
They had a lot of firepower that they needed to replace, particularly up front on that defensive line, not having Malik Holloway or Kyle Smith able to get to the quarterback. And when you're able to put that type of pressure on the quarterback, that's going to help you get those type of turnovers. And you see this Rams defense, they began the year kind of a bend but don't break mentality, and now you're starting to see them take that next step. Now they're beginning to be opportunistic, where they're able to force those turnovers and come up in critical times. And like you mentioned last week, 4 interceptions, also had 5 sacks. And looking at Dwayne Grantham, again, a little bit dinged up coming into the season, but he was named first-team All-PSAC East last year for a reason. A very talented inside linebacker that can not only make plays in the box, but very comfortable roaming around in space and picking the ball off. Had an interception last week, also had a sack to go along with his 8 tackles, 5 of those coming solo. So Dwayne Grantham beginning to emerge again as that leader on defense, but there's no shortage of talent on that defensive side of the ball, especially when you have players like Amari Terry and Emilio Pena also flying around out there. Very versatile. Again, they can make plays in the box, also comfortable making plays in space. And now you're starting to see that defensive front beginning to get pressure. And more importantly, they're able to get pressure without having to blitz. And that's when those turnovers are going to start to happen, because you're able to force that quarterback to get rid of the ball when he doesn't want to. And then those athletic defensive backs are able to make plays on the ball while it's in the air.
Shepard will most likely be without starting cornerback Dante Harrison, as he went down with an injury last week. And as Coach McCook informed us in the pregame interview, he is expected to make a full recovery, but I don't believe it will be anytime soon based on what Coach McCook was saying. So moving over to the Millersville defense, we talked about it a little bit in that first segment, Travis. This is a veteran group. Garrett Cox definitely stands out at linebacker, but there's a lot of guys that played on last year's defense, and it's a solid defense throughout. Guys like Cox, Keyshawn Jones, Steve Sweeney, Omar Baugh, some familiar names from last year.
Also, don't forget about linebacker Isaiah Onashak, was named 2022 All-PSAC East second team last week, had 5 tackles, 4 of those solo, and one of the leading tacklers on this ball club, 19 tackles, 8 of those solo, 3.5 tackles for loss. So again, a very talented linebacking core for this Marauders defense, and they're going to have to come up huge today, because the emphasis is going to be on them, because you're really not going to be able to throw the ball around too much today with just the weather conditions. It isn't too windy, but again, it's going to be a driving rain probably throughout most of the game today. So you're going to have to go to the ground, so those linebackers are going to have an opportunity to have a huge impact on the outcome of today's game.
Let's take another 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll go in the huddle with Shepard Rams linebacker Dwayne Grantham as well as wide receiver Barry Hill. This is Shepard Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
The Skinner family has been representing West Virginians for more than 50 years.
We've changed the name of our firm to Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers because we want to be clear about what we do. We represent people who have been in car, truck, and other catastrophic accidents.
We're here to be a voice for the injured and vulnerable, and we take that job seriously with deep commitment to serving our clients wherever they are.
Just Google Skinner Accident Lawyer or visit SkinnerWins.com. We'll treat you like family.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
As a lifelong Jefferson County resident, Paul Espinosa has been a champion for the Eastern Panhandle. Paul is the effective, fiscally conservative voice we need in the West Virginia Senate. He's fought for job creation, student-centered education, the rights of the unborn, protecting our family farms, and was a leader in passing income tax relief for all West Virginians. When residents of the 16th Senatorial District cast their votes for their next senator, the choice is clear. Paul Espinosa for West Virginia State Senate. Paid for by Espinosa for Senate, Mary C. Espinosa, Treasurer.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
We now go in the huddle, brought to you by the Mirauders Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue or give them a call at 304-263-4343.
We now go in the huddle with Rams wide receiver Barry Hill. Barry, you're a transfer into Shepard. What kind of, led you to come here?
Well, if I'm being honest, I like the way past seasons they win, and I'm old school. I wasn't really able to win like that. But we won games, and I think as soon as I came here, the coaching staff was all love. They were showing all love to everybody who else was here, other recruits, and they was telling me about the game day stadium too. Game day atmosphere too, and that's something I really love coming into it.
And you're a big part of this wide receiver core. Had some good games the last few weeks, and it's pretty much all new guys with the wide receivers. I believe Cam Dorner's the only one that returned from last year on this team. So how do you guys feel like you've really gelled, and a new quarterback as well, and new running back? So a lot of new faces on this offense.
I think we gelled it very good. In the spring, that's when all of us came together and figured out who can do what, who can't do what, and I feel like we all can do everything. But leading to the summer and then fall camp, that's where we really connected. Most of us we was here during the summer sessions, getting passes from Seth, and I think that's what really helped us out right there.
I guess just what are your strengths, do you feel like, as a wide receiver?
I feel like I can play inside and outside, and with that being said, if you try to match up a linebacker on me, it's probably not going to be successful, or a safety, because safeties really can't move like that. So I feel like that's my strength right there, playing inside and outside, just to be able to track the ball anywhere on the field, and just run very fast.
This week, Millersville, what have you kind of seen from their defense so far?
They really play a lot of 3-3, which means a lot of more defensive backs on the field. So I think it would be kind of hard to get the ball through that, but I feel like we can find a way.
Any other keys that you're looking forward to about this game, or just anything in general?
No, not at all.
All right, Barry, thank you. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
We now go in the huddle with Shepard Rams linebacker Dwayne Grantham. Dwayne, a big game for you, a sack, interception, and the win over Lock Haven. What did you like about the game?
It was great. I felt like myself healthy again, all the way around. I was dealing with the shoulder injury a little bit,
throughout the season. But I feel like I've got myself back to a healthy standpoint. I feel like myself again running out there and just getting back to me. It just felt overall a great win for the team, and I'm just happy to be back to myself, honestly.
When you were out, you had some other guys step up in your role. Harold O'Neal did a great job along with JT Kumayao. How do you think those guys have filled in and just stepped up for you guys?
They play a big role in our defense. They move very well. They're very physical and they're very big. And I just love having those guys. They're like my brothers, and they just do everything. They can do everything. They can fill the gaps. They can play in pass coverage. So it's just a big help to me tremendously. And whenever I need a breather or they need a breather, it's just a great replacement. It's like there's no letdown. It's great having them guys.
And it seems like the defense has been getting better each week, and 4 turnovers that you guys forced last week. How do you feel about how the defense has played recently?
Yeah, I feel like each week as a group we've gotten really, really better, and I just see it in every game where Coach Klein keeps mentioning forced turnovers. It creates different things for our offense. It puts them in better field positions and things like that, and it just it's a big turnaround for the fans and everything like that, gains momentum. So I think we've been doing a great job just working hard every week and preparing, watching film, and I think we've just been doing a great job overall, really, really getting after it.
Has anything surprised you about the defense this year?
Nothing surprised me at all. I think we're still just as fast as last year, and only thing is we just getting a little bit better learning experience, so we're not as old as we was last year. We got a lot more younger guys, so it's just a great learning experience for them, that's all.
What do you see out of this Millersville team so far?
I've seen they're a very, very run-heavy offense. They like to throw short, quick game, and I think we're going to prepare. We've been preparing very well for it, and it's going to all work out for us well on Saturday, and can't wait to hopefully get a win.
Mobile quarterback for them and Footman. What are some things that he does well, and how do you contain a mobile guy?
He really moves very well. One thing we got to do is keep him in the pocket, and if we keep him in the pocket, I think it'll be a very successful game for us. We want him to throw the ball, and that's our goal.
All right, Dwayne, thank you. Good luck this week.
Concludes our player interviews portion of the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. When we return, we will have more. This is Shepard University Rams football on TV 10.
The Honda Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot are in a league of their own when it comes to rugged capability. Their relentless power and versatility make these vehicles the ultimate challengers for exhilarating adventures and formidable terrain. But it's not just performance that makes these cars special. It's the unwavering determination that inspires everything we do. That's why we're KBB.com's best value brand of 2023.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA's, moving lives forward.
Available all-wheel drive on Pilot based on 2023 brand image awards from Kelly Blue Book. Visit KBB.com for more information.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
At Dutch Miller Automotive, we've grown quite a bit over the last 60 years, but our core principles remain the same. We believe in treating our customers and our team members like friends and family, and we see it as our obligation to give back to all the communities we are so fortunate to do business in. In just West Virginia alone, we've grown from one location on the west end of Huntington to 10 rooftops employing more than 500 Mountaineers. Check out the inventory from all of our stores at DutchMillerAuto.com. Dutch Miller Automotive Group, West Virginia proud.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
We welcome you back to Christ Field here at Millersville University in Millersville, Pennsylvania. Nick Verzolini, as well as Travis Smith, Matt Miller, Daryl Miller on site, and Dylan Bishop as well back in the studio. is Colin McLaughlin as we get ready for kickoff. Our pregame show is brought to you by the W. Harley Miller Systems, providing custom integration services like home and office automation, home theater networking, audio, video distribution, and more. Call 304-350-1931 or visit WHMsystems.com. Travis, let's get into your keys of the game, brought to you by the Dutch Miller Automotive Group, home of friends and family pricing.
Well, it's going to start off pretty similar for both ball clubs today, considering the weather conditions. But looking at Millersville first, ball security is absolutely going to be paramount today. You need to hold on to the ball. You don't want to give that other team, Shepard Rams, you don't want to give them extra opportunities to get the ball on offense. Also, Millersville is going to be important for them to protect the quarterback. They gave up 4 sacks last week, and this Rams defense is coming off of a performance where they were able to get to the quarterback 5 times. So they're going to have to be able to keep their quarterback upright in order to have a chance to win today. On defense for Millersville, they want to try to make Shepard earn it. They want to try to limit those big plays, make Shepard keep it on the ground, and increase those chances of Shepard putting the ball on the turf. And also for Millersville, special teams, they're going to need a big play today. Shepard gave up a long kickoff return for a touchdown last week. Millersville's going to try to look at that film, see if that's something that they can exploit today to get a big score for their special teams unit. Looking over for Shepard, like I said, they're going to start off with ball security. It's nasty cold weather out there today. You need to be able to hold on to the ball. You cannot risk it today. Also, Shepard, they're going to need to be able to run the ball effectively. You're not going to be able to drop back and throw the ball 40 times today and expect to be successful going against this weather conditions. Also, a very stout Millersville defense. Also, for Shepard, work the middle of the field. You don't need to force the ball if you're able to work in between the hash marks, attacking the seam, and really just not trying to expose your quarterback, trying to throw the ball to the sidelines too much and risk giving up a big play on offense. And for the Shepard defense, contain Footman. You don't want him out there running the ball around. It's probably going to be a nip-and-tuck type of ball game, and you don't want to allow him a chance to make a big play and break the game open for Millersville.
So Shepard will take over on its own 30-yard line after the short kickoff. Our opening kickoff is brought to you by CMA Honda of Winchester, located at 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward. So the Rams will start in possession of the football. The rain is coming down hard here at Millersville, as it is expected to throughout the ball game. Malachi Brown is the back, and Morgan takes the high snap and feeds Malachi. And he gets it out to about the 34-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play will bring up 2nd down and 6.
And Malachi Brown coming off of a solid game last week, 13 carries for 67 yards, 5.2 yards per carry. Also had 6 catches out of the backfield for 43 yards. But what you're starting to see is him getting more and more comfortable at that running back position. It isn't the big plays that's really impressing me. It's those small plays where he's just able to grind out 2 and 3 yards when there's not a big opportunity there.
Morgan's pass caught by Jeremiah Taylor short of the first down marker at the 40-yard line. We will have 3rd down and about 2 for the Rams as we are just getting started between Shepard and Millersville. It is Millersville's homecoming. And it will be a 3rd down here for Shepard, 3rd and 2. Malachi Brown remains the running back. Taylor and Barry Hill, the receivers here to the near side. 15 on the play clock. Morgan takes the snap, throws underneath to Malachi Brown, but he can't hold on to it, and the pass falls incomplete, and Shepard will be forced to punt on its first drive.
And Shepard, they've had success using that swing pass. It's kind of a hybrid between a swing pass and a screen pass because those offensive linemen release down the field because the running back's able to catch the ball behind the line of scrimmage. And that time it just looked like Malachi Brown kind of geared down a little bit, anticipating the pass, and Seth Morgan was anticipating that he was going to be running full speed, so he put it out in front of him just a little bit too far, and he wasn't able to bring it in cleanly. And again, it's going to be hard to get a good handle on the ball in today's weather conditions.
Short punt. It rolls inside the 30, though, as it takes a pretty good roll there, Travis. So Millersville will have decent field position, but it looked like it was going to be a lot better off of that initial punt from Ryan Barrick, and the Marauders will take over on their own 27-yard line, and we'll see if it will be Footman or the backup Ryan Zelt. It'll be 1st down and 10 for Millersville, and it looks like Zelt is the quarterback here on 1st and 10.
Zelt, the 6'3", 205-pound freshman, filled in for Footman last week.
And they'll run it on first down, and coming up and making the tackle across the 30-yard line, driving him out of bounds, is Emilio Pena. Good run, though, on first down from Jaquan Howard.
And Howard also part of this youth movement for Millersville, the redshirt freshman. Last week had 12 carries for 37 yards. Also had 2 catches for 22 yards last week.
Second and about 5, and a flag comes flying in from the far side, or the near sideline.
It looks like the call is going to be false start on Millersville. So you have a good play on first down, and then you kind of lose all of that progress and back yourself up to 2nd and 10, and that just really puts some handcuffs on you as an offensive play caller, because now you're forced in a position where you need to come away with some yards, because you certainly don't want to be looking at a 3rd and 10 against this very opportunistic Rams defense.
2nd and 10 from the 27. They will run Howard, and he sheds off a tackler. He's still going. Howard down the near sideline across midfield. He's forced out by Pena, but a big run for the redshirt freshman into Shepard territory. First down and more.
And Jaquan Howard, he's a well-built running back, 5'10", 205, so he's kind of a bowling ball out there, and a very patient run, allowing that offensive line to wash it down to the right. He was able to break it back out to the left, and a good block downfield by Melvin that really sprung him for a big gain.
Howard's going to get about 3 here on 1st and 10 again. It's Pena over there to knock him out, along with McDowell. Will bring up 2nd down. But, yeah, Howard running hard here early, and like you said, he's built well at 5'10", 205. Him and Trey Gretzner are their 2 top running backs. 2nd down and 5 here. Zelt looking deep down the far sideline, but incomplete.
It looked like he was Melvin, yeah, so he's going for Melvin. And it looked like it was a miscommunication between the quarterback and the wide receiver, because the wide receiver he was running for green, and the quarterback looked like he was anticipating a little bit more of a comeback on that route. So a big shot early on. They set him up with the run. They take a big shot early on, just try to stretch the defense out. Now they have a 3rd and 5, and let's see if the young quarterback can convert on his first 3rd down so far today.
3rd and 5 from the 42. Zelt throws and incomplete. Good coverage from Christian McDowell to knock it away. And it'll bring up a 4th down and 5 from the 42.
Yeah, so again, it's going to be tough. It was a good throw. It was hanging up in the air a little bit longer than what Millersville wanted, but wide receiver just wasn't able to reel it in.
Millersville will go for it here on 4th down and 5 from the 42-yard line. Zelt sending men in motion.
Look like there may be some type of freeze play. They're looking around, sending guys in motion, hard count, see if they can pull them all sides.
It doesn't look like they're being super aggressive here as the final few seconds are rolling off the play clock, and it looks like Millersville will play the field position, take the penalty, and try to pin Shepard inside the 10-yard line.
Absolutely. A big ball game. You don't want to be that team that makes the first big mistake that kind of swings the momentum in favor of your opponent. So you go out there, try to draw them all sides, and maybe you can get yourself a nice, easy first down. But if not, you take the penalty, back yourself up. Well, I believe that they take – well, I guess they took the timeout. I was thinking that maybe they were going to go ahead and take the delay of game, back it up, and give your punter a little bit more room to work, but they must have burned a timeout.
Yeah, it's an interesting decision. Yeah. Burn a timeout to punt, but 4th down and 5, and Shepard will certainly take it here, as Banta has been a good punter in the past for Millersville, and he sends a rocket down the field. It's going to bounce inside the 5 and roll all the way down to the 2-yard line, and that is where Shepard will have it for its 2nd possession.
And I'm not sure if they have double numbers for Millersville, but it looked like Garrett Cox was the man that was able to get down there and field the ball, or somebody else that's rocking number 0 today, but he did a good job. Ran downfield, put his heels right before the goal line, and just let the ball come to him. And really have this Rams offense backed up against the shadow of their own goal line. So really puts you in a difficult spot because now you're forced to be conservative because, again, you don't want to be that team that makes their first big mistake in the ball game.
1st and 10 from the 2. Hill goes in motion. Brown is the back, and they'll feed him again, and a flag comes in.
I believe.
And no
Morgan,
gain on the play.
It looks like Morgan must have got him with the hard count. So that'll give them a little bit of breathing room off that goal line.
11:54 to go in this first quarter. Shepard taking on Millersville. A Millersville program that used to be dominant in the 90s. They were one of the top programs in the PSAC. Have had a drop-off recently, but still a team that seems to be heading back toward at least some competitiveness as they're 3-3 this year.
And just coming off of our game last week versus Lockhaven, if you're aggressive in your recruiting, you can turn it around pretty quick.
As it'll be 1st down and 5 for the Rams after the penalty, and Shepard will again run Malachi Brown. Brown makes a stutter step and then is tackled.
Look like he's going to pick up a 1st down right off of that right side. Again, just you're beginning to see those good, patient runs by Malachi Brown. Not trying to hit the home run every single time, but just taking what that offensive line is creating for him. And that Shepard offensive line, we talked about it coming into the season. As much as they did lose from last year, that offensive line was where they returned most of their starters. And Shepard, year after year, has done a good job of developing quality offensive linemen that really paved the way for those runners.
11:13 to go in this first quarter. Seth Morgan adjusting some plays and now takes the snap. He'll flip it to Barry Hill. That's Cordell Batten, and Batten gets across the 25 before he is brought down on the play. It'll be another 1st down for the Rams.
And a nice counterpunch that time by the Rams offense. Millersville only having 3 down linemen, but they really pinched them down inside to try to cover up the guards and the center, trying to deny any type of inside running game. Shepard coming at him. Fine. You want to take away the middle stuff? We got a little bit of speed to the edge. They were able to get the ball to Hill and pick up that 1st down on the jet sweep.
1st and 10 from the 26. Morgan takes the snap, gives to Brown, and Brown has a hole. Malachi trying to get to the outside. Pushed out near the 1st down marker by Garrett Cox. 10:21 to go.
We talked about Garrett Cox, 5'11", 230-pound redshirt junior. In 2022 was named All-PSAC East first team. And coming off of an impressive season, 73 tackles last year, 50 of those solo, had 12 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, 5 pass breakups. So not only is he tough against the run, but he's also very comfortable at swatting down passes.
1st and 10 from the 36 now for Shepard. They'll flip it ahead to Jeremiah Taylor. Taylor gets a good block and trying to fight for some extra yardage, but he's going to be tackled just short of the 40-yard line by Steve Sweeney. It'll be 2nd down and 6 after a 4-yard pickup from the 40-yard line now for Shepard. 9:40 to go in this opening quarter. Still no score between Shepard and Millersville, but the Rams have moved the ball out of their own end zone. 38 yards so far on the drive out to the 40. 2nd down and 6. 3 receivers set. That is Barnett, who's wide out there, and he's going in motion, and they throw it to him, but it falls incomplete, in and out of his hands as he was awaiting the hit. Just a big linebacker, yep. Isaiah Onshak.
There you go. Onshak. Also, Garrett Cox was in there, so that's a pretty tough spot to be setting up shop to catch a pass is between those 2 defenders.
Especially for a running back that I don't believe has caught a pass yet this season in Jordan Barnett.
Yes, and has yet to catch a pass.
So not a guy really known as the receiver, but they try to split him out, unlike the converted wide receiver, Malachi Brown. But it's 3rd down and 6 here for the Rams from the 40-yard line. 9:20 to go. Now Brown going in motion. Morgan slings one over the middle and caught, but he's going to be short of the 1st down marker out to about the 44-yard line. That's Jeremiah Taylor again, and it makes an interesting decision for Shepard, even though they are on the own side of the field, so most likely continue to play the field position and bring out the punting unit, and that is what Shepard will do as Ryan Barrick runs onto the field here. 4th and 2 for Shepard from their own 44. 8:50 to go in this first quarter.
Was Judah Rock, the 5'11", 215-pound red shirt Jr. from Bethlehem, PA, making that tackle.
Barrick of a high kick. It's going to roll inside the 30-yard line and out to the 25 is where.
I don't think the referee's going to let Terry get away with that one, but that's a good effort.
Our first quarter is presented to you on TV 10 by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361, as well as the Skinner Accident Injury Lawyers, representing accident and injury claims for over 50 years. Go to SkinnerWins.com. 1st and 10 from the 25 for the Marauders in this low-scoring opening quarter as they are going to run a new back, and that's Morris. Morris has the first down, and Morris still on his feet. Morris into the secondary across the 30, and finally brought down at the 25-yard line by J.T. Comayao. Big run for Morris as he just checked into the game. He goes from the 25 to the other 25.
Jaheim Morris, the 5'10", 195-pound redshirt junior from Harrisburg, PA. The Marauders having success early on running the ball.
And they will give it to Morris again, and the big back runs inside the 20, inside down about the 16-yard line before he is brought down on the play.
Running behind big fullback that time, Darian Thomas, the 6', 230-pound sophomore, leading the way for his running back. And again, Millersville, a smart offensive attack so far, protecting their young quarterback, relying on that offensive line to create some space and allowing those running backs to make some plays.
2nd and 3 from the 17. This time he's stacked up short of the first down marker. Looks like Omari Terry might have been the first one there for Shepard.
And again, that Rams defense, they are so quick to get to the ball. The second that they tried to stretch it outside, that Rams defense was able to quickly rally to the ball and bring down the ball carrier. The Marauders have had early success running directly at the defense, but once you start going east to west, that's when you really see that Rams defense begin to shine and show their ability out there on the football field.
Rain coming down harder. Howard back in as the back, and he gets the carry on 3rd down and 3. And they are going to mark him, I believe, just short of the first down marker. As it's 4th down and inches for Millersville. 6:45 to go in this opening quarter. Marauders are looking to go for it here on 4th and inches. Morris back in as the back. Melvin is the receiver to the far side. Zelt the quarterback, and he'll line up to take the snap. Shepard shows blitz. They feed Morris. Morris, I believe he's going to have the first down as he only needed a few inches. J.T. Comayao leading the way, but the Marauders do have the first down as they move it deeper into Shepard territory.
And a heavier look that time by the Marauders, running behind their big tight end, Brady Russell, the 6'3", 240-pound redshirt freshman. That was a heavier look by the Marauders. They only had one wide receiver split out, but they had a couple of tight ends and a fullback in, so there was really no mystery as to what they wanted to do on that 4th and short.
They're going to run Morris again, and Morris again finding positive yardage against this Shepard defense. By Brutus was in on that tackle for Shepard, but it will be 2nd down.
Also O'Neal in there on the mix.
No gain on the play.
And again, when they go sideline to sideline, that's when that Rams defense is really tough to try to gain yards against.
They will go Morris again. He goes up the middle this time, gets it down about the 10 before he's brought down.
And a good
patient, I believe, in on that one.
Good patient run, able to pick up some yards, so you're not going to be forced to go for a 3rd and 10. Still 3rd and long, likely a pass, but early on in the game, you like what you've been able to do on the ground. No reason to force it, and you're sitting pretty good if you have any confidence in your kicker to get some points on this drive.
3rd down and 8 from the 11. Morris the back. Alexander goes in motion. Zelt throws off his back foot. It's tipped and knocked out of bounds. Incomplete. Anelio Pena. I'm sorry, that was O'Neal over there making that play, and it'll be 4th and 8.
And he was just late on the throw. The wide receiver was motioning across. That was Makai Alexander. He was open initially, but Zelt was looking more to the left side of the field where that multiple wide receiver look was to begin the play. And if he got to him early on, that had a potential to be a big play for Millersville, but the freshman showing a little bit of inexperience on that play.
So the 38-yard field goal is up and good, and Millersville is on the board here first. 3-0 with 4:35 to go in this first quarter. We will take a 30-second break. This is Shepard Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
We are the Skinner Brothers. Most folks only need a lawyer once or twice in their lives. And when they're injured or in an accident, most people don't know what to do. We get it. It can be overwhelming.
Nobody likes to be told you need a lawyer, but that's why we're here. We want to get you back to your normal life and help you recover.
So if you or a loved one has been in an accident, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can get you compensation.
Reach us at SkinnerWins.com or Google Skinner Lawyers. We'll treat you like family.
So the Marauders get 3 on that drive, and our score now 3-0 Millersville. 4:35 to go in this first quarter. Pretty good drive there, Travis, for this Millersville team running the ball. It started with the big run from Morris, and then they just kind of grinded it out. Didn't probably want to end it that way, but, hey, they get an early lead on the Shepard Rams.
Absolutely, and you can't afford to squander those opportunities to come away with points. It's early on in the game. Get some points on the board. You're able to come away with something positive, and now you can go out and make your adjustments. You see what's working, you see what's not, and now you can go out with just a little bit more confidence once that ball gets back into the hands of that Millersville offense. And, again, they want to try to do everything they can and kind of protect that young quarterback that is in there for Footman. So you don't want to expose him to too many difficult passing situations, and the best way to do that is to keep the ball on the ground.
9-play, 64-yard drive resulting in 3 for the Marauders. Our scoring drive summaries are brought to you by Paul Espinoza for State Senate, an effective fiscally conservative voice for the 13th district, or the 16th district, excuse me. Going back and fielding it on the kickoff return is Christian McDowell. He's having issues with it and finally picks it up, sheds off a tackler, and gets out to about the 15. Steve Sweeney coming up and making the tackle on special teams. That was so much trouble. It looked like McDowell overran it initially, then tried to reach up to make the catch, which was the smart thing to do because if it goes over, Millersville could have picked it up. Luckily, he's able to recover it in time, but kind of was bobbling it around, and Shepard will have tough field position once again inside their own 15, or actually right at the 15-yard line.
I was just impressed at how he came up and attacked the ball to catch it in the air like that. Wasn't able to corral it right away, but a lot of times you'll see that when a kick return or a punt returner kind of bobbles the ball like that, sometimes that creates opportunities for big plays, but McDowell just not able to get a clean handle on that ball, and Shepard lucky to get the ball back.
So they try to get the ground game going here with Malachi Brown, and Garrett Cox comes up to make the stop and will bring up second down for the Rams. With 4:14 to go in this opening quarter, it is 3-0 Marauders.
And that time you could see the Rams beginning to set something up on offense, that time running that zone play up the middle, but they also had Barry Hill using that end-around fake off of the end of that play. So that may be something that the Rams offense comes back to later on, just seeing how that defense responds to that action initially.
3-yard pickup, second down and 7 from the 18, 10 on the play clock. Morgan looking to hand it off again. Shepard running the ball quite a bit here early on and not having too much success against this veteran Millersville defense.
And they're just big. They have stout linebackers. Their DBs are 6 foot or 6'2", 200 pounds. So there's just a bunch of big athletic guys out there flying around and making tackles. So this is the kind of game that you have this defense built for, where this is just going to be a physical smash mouth type of ball game, and you're just going to see who's going to blink first. And that time, the Rams running an inside counter play, and Dustin Fisher with a good kick-out block, but just the pursuit from the inside was enough to bring down Malachi.
2-yard pickup, third down and 5. Morgan looking to throw. They sling it out to Brown. He makes a good catch on that one, but he's going to be tackled well short of the first down. Sticks coming up and making the tackle was Taryn Ware for Millersville. He'll bring up 4th down and 5 as Shepard will be forced to punt again here, Travis.
And again, this Millersville defense, we talked about them coming in. A lot of talent out there, a lot of experience out there on the field. And you can see early on that the coaches aren't being shy. They're rotating in a lot of different players, a lot of different personnel packages early on for that Millersville defense. So far, they've really given this Rams offense some problems.
Barrick sends a low kick and will bounce it around the 50-yard line. It's clear here as Millersville will take over from its own 46 that the Rams are trying to avoid returns on these punts, Travis.
And that's something, you know it's going to be a nip-and-tuck ball game, and the last thing you want to do is give another team an opportunity for a big momentum type of play that can really set the tone for the rest of the afternoon. So you limit that, and so far there's been no return for that Millersville punt return unit. So good to that Rams special teams unit. We've talked about that throughout this season. That Rams special teams unit has really been a shining bright spot for this Rams ball club early on.
1st and 10 from the 46. They will run Howard, and Howard going to get out to about midfield before he's brought down on the play. Bring up 2nd down here on the play again. Komayao in there for the Rams. We'll bring 2nd down and 7, about a 3-yard pickup on that one from the 49-yard line. 1:50 to go in this opening quarter. It is 3-0 Marauders.
Looking at that Millersville offensive line, just a lean and mean group up front. Most of them are just 290, 295, 275, 285. So not big guys, but athletic and strong.
Zelt tries a wide receiver screen to Makai Alexander. He is tackled short of the 1st down marker. Mike Forbes coming up and making the hit for the Rams, as well as Jaleel Singleton, who we've seen step up with the injuries to Dante Harrison, as well as Clayton Batten for the season. So it brings up a 3rd and 4 for the Marauders from the 48 of Shepard.
And the Millersville offense doing a good job of keeping it at 3rd and manageable here early on in today's ball game.
Throw over the middle, and he slings it in there to Zelt for a 1st down.
Miles Greer was the first one in there on the tackle. Also, Amari Terry lurking around. That was a tight window, so you're starting to see the freshman get a little bit more confidence, but you can step into those throws when you have good pass protection.
Isaac Sines making his first catch. Kevin Kauser is right there on 1st down and 10 to make the tackle right at the line of scrimmage. It's actually going to be a loss of 1 on the play. It's a great play from the defensive end, Kauser. 25 seconds and rolling here in this 1st quarter. Millersville up by a field goal. 2nd and 11 coming up from the Shepard 40.
That was Kauser's 3rd tackle for a loss this season. So you're just really seeing him get more and more comfortable with his hand in the dirt, making plays in the backfield.
Morris gets the carry here, and he maybe gets that yard back, but not too much on it. Looks like Jack Baxter as well as Matt Bednarski for the Rams D-line doing some big things on that play. And that will do it for the 1st quarter. Our score, Millersville 3, Shepard 0. This is Shepard University Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. We will take a 60-second break and return to the 2nd quarter.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
There's nothing quite like the Honda Accord Hybrid and the CR-V Hybrid when it comes to exhilarating efficiency. With hybrid technology and thrilling capability, these vehicles deliver an electrifying performance on every drive. But what truly makes these hybrids special is the unwavering determination that inspires everything we do. Redefine your driving experience with Honda, KBB.com's best value brand of 2023.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA's moving lives forward.
Based on 2023 brand image awards from Kelly Blue Book. Visit KBB.com for more information.
We welcome you back to Millersville, Pennsylvania. Our score, Millersville 3, Shepard 0 as we head into this 2nd quarter. It's a 3rd down and 12 for the Marauders. As the rain again picking up here in Millersville from the 41-yard line of Shepard.
You know, I got hopeful there for a minute. The rain eased up. Looked like the clouds are starting to lighten up a little bit, but apparently the rain just took a smoke break. Now it's back on duty.
Ryan Zelt here. They were just waiting, or the rain was just waiting for the play to continue.
Yeah. The rain took a TV timeout.
Zelt looking to throw here on 3rd and long. He slings one over the middle, and it could have been intercepted, but it falls incomplete. Luckily for Millersville, Anelio Pena did not quite read that football coming toward him, and it fell just incomplete.
And again, that's been a couple risky throws here early on for Zelt. Just a little bit late over the middle. And you don't want to give this Rams defense a chance to make a play on the ball. That is something that they've been able to do here over the past couple of weeks, becoming a very opportunistic group as far as producing those turnovers.
Yeah, Zelt more of that passer, 6'3", 205, but he is a true freshman. Footman has shown some good things as a runner, but he's only a sophomore, and he may be dealing with an injury. Ball rolling down to about the 9-8-yard line. That's where Shepard will take over here in this second quarter. So low-scoring game here early on, and the Rams offense, Travis, what do you think they need to do to get it going here?
And again, so far it looks like Malachi Brown has been running the ball effectively, so a little bit more of that. But it's going to be something where you're going to have to load it up. You're not just going to be able to run just straight zone type of plays. I think when the Rams are able to pack it in, bring in some bigger personnel, bring in some tight ends, and start running that power play where the guard's able to pull around, load up to the play side linebacker, and you get that fullback with that wing, get a good kick-out block on the edge, that's going to give you a chance for some plays.
Now you're going to run Barnett here on 1st and 10, and he runs hard, gets out to about the 14, 15-yard line, depending on where they spot it. And offensive lineman for Shepard slow to get up. Currently, update from inside the conference, Shippensburg and Kutztown headed to overtime this afternoon. And, of course, Rams fans rooting for a Shippensburg victory if they want to try to make their way to the PSAC championship game. 2nd down and 5 from the 14-yard line. They will run Barnett again. He's got a big hole, but it closed quickly with the speed, I felt like, of the Millersville defense, stringing that one out and forcing them out of bounds. Alex Pellegrin forcing him out. Or Pellegrin.
Pellegrin, there you go. And Sweeney was the first defensive back to come up and really make him string it out. Again, Barnett, we like him running north and south, but going east and west is really not his game. And again, that Millersville defense quick to make adjustments on the fly and get after the ball. And again, those big defensive backs are able to make plays in the run game.
So 3rd down and 3 from the 16. 13:30 to go in this first half. No backs in the backfield for Seth Morgan. Morgan has time, steps up, looking to run now, and Seth Morgan slides down.
He's able to get
right
the first.
At the first down marker, and Shepard will move the chains. And an effective run, a good decision by Morgan. Didn't see anything initially. He's not really a threat to run typically, so the defense doesn't have a spy on him, and he takes advantage of the situation and gets the first down.
And sometimes you're just going to have to take offense wherever you can find it. That was a smart play. No reason to try to force it into a tight window. And again, Morgan, he is a veteran quarterback, so he can't pick up those 3rd and shorts every once in a while if you need him to.
Morgan looking deep down the middle of the field. It's caught by Jeremiah Taylor inside the 40-yard line. A big throw from Morgan, and the first big play of the day for the Rams brings them into Millersville territory.
And again, Morgan, good velocity on the ball when he's able to step up into his passes and work in between the hash marks. The Rams that time running a double post to that wide side of the field. Really no safety help to try to take care of that post route underneath. And Morgan did a good job of just putting the ball right on the money and picking up a big play and a big first down for this Rams offense.
Javon Thompson was the man in coverage. Morgan looking down the field again and incomplete. A little bit behind the intended receiver, Barry Hill. Would have been a tough grab. Did hit off his fingertips, and it falls incomplete, though, for 2nd down and 10 from the 36.
And again, the Millersville defense, they were sticking with Hill early on in that route, which made Seth Morgan hold on to the ball a little bit longer than what he wanted to. And then when he was able to finally release the ball, it was behind Hill, and he wasn't able to bring it in. Again, just when the weather's like this, it's a little bit windy, a driving rain, it's just those small chemistry, precision-type plays are going to be the ones that are going to be hard to come by.
Second and 10 from the 36. Morgan again pumping, looking deep, and we'll just throw it away, I think.
Was looking for that comeback route, trying to throw the ball, I believe,
Marion Haley.
Marion Haley, 6'2", 186-pound redshirt sophomore from Linden, Virginia.
Yeah, the JMU transfer, the intended target on that one. On 3rd and 10 from the 36, 12:09 to go in this first half. 3-0 Marauders. Shepard probably not in field goal range, so we'll try to move the ball even more here. Seth Morgan on 3rd down and 9. It's a screen pass underneath, and Millersville read it perfectly. Garrett Cox was the first one there, bringing them down at the 45-yard line, and the Rams will now run on the punt unit and is unable to make it close enough to go for it on 4th down. So a big stop from this Millersville defense, and Garrett Cox has been all over the place like he typically is, Travis.
And again, that's why he continues to be named all PSAC year after year. Just a savvy, tough, hard-nosed football player.
Barrick sends a high punt. Makai Alexander will let it bounce at the 10, and it's going to roll and be perfect for the Rams all the way inside the 3, down to maybe the 1. So it's going to be tough field position all the way down to their own 1-yard line for the Marauders here. Our second quarter is presented to you on TV 10 by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361, as well as Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to HagerstownFord.com. First down at 10 from their own 1 for the Marauders. Morris trotting onto the field as the tailback here as they are trying to create some space.
Right now, this Millersville offense going to have to try to work into the wind. Well, this is already tough enough with the rain and the wet conditions out there. Now they have the wind working against them.
Zelt in the shotgun. Morris is the back. Shepard showing blitz here. They will go play action, looking deep down the near sideline, and good coverage on the play and incomplete. Christian McDowell running step for step with the wide receiver. The intended target, Hakeem Melvin.
Melvin, he tried to sell it, but McDowell just did a good job of just riding the wide receiver out to the sideline. Again, most times we'll see these PSAC officials, they'll let them play football when it comes to not calling pass interference, and on that time the officials hold true to form and let them play a little bit of physical football out there on the edge.
Well, they'll run Morris. Looked like he had a huge hole initially, but the one man that wasn't blocked came up and made that tackle for the Rams. They'll bring up 3rd down. So Christian McDowell, he played a lot of safety for the Rams last year, playing a lot more corner this season, and doing a good job for the most part, as we saw on that previous play to this one.
And you see Millersville is trying to test him. They want to see, like, are you really a corner? So the passes that they've taken so far, they've taken a couple deep shots down the sidelines just to see what the Rams have in that secondary.
3rd down at 6. Some pressure coming. Zelt throws and completes the pass. I believe he's going to be just short. No, he has the first down. What a play there is Richardson coming up the tight end to make the catch on that throw from Zelt, where it looked like it was going to potentially be dangerous, either intercepted or a fumble.
He saved his butt on that one. The freshman, I'm sure the coaches wanted him to throw that one away, and it kind of hung up in the air a little bit, and then the big tight end was able to bring it in.
Morris gets the carry. Comeyao and Pena in on that tackle for the Rams, as well as O'Neal. 2nd down. 9:55 to go in this first half. It is still 3-0 Marauders, and they were able to move the ball out of their own end zone. It'll be 2nd and 10.
See, now they want to come away with something on this drive, absolutely, but they've already made enough plays to get themselves off of the goal line and give themselves a little bit of room if they have to punt.
Zelt throws, and it falls incomplete, intended for Brady Russell. The redshirt freshman will bring up 3rd down at 10 from the 13. So Shepard trying to get a big stop after giving up that first down.
So far, we've seen both of the Millersville tight ends. They're not shy about using those big bodies. You can tell they certainly have a size profile that they're looking for when they're recruiting those tight ends. Richardson, 6'3", 239. Russell, 6'3", 240. They know what they're looking for.
9:33 to go in this first half. 3-0 Marauders. 3rd down and 10 for the 13. So under some pressure again. Hit as he throws, and it's intercepted. Christian McDowell coming away with it for the Rams, and Shepard will take over in Millersville territory at the 32-yard line. But a flag on the play, or I'm sorry, quarterback down on the play. Or running back, I think that actually is Jawan Howard.
Yeah. Jaquan Howard shaking up on that play. The Rams dialing up a little bit of heat. And again, the young quarterback trying to stand tall in the pocket, just held onto the ball a bit too long, forced it over the middle. And he's already had a couple of dangerous passes that were near misses early on. And that time the Rams defense able to make him pay. And McDowell, in his new role in today's game, has shown that he's up to the challenge, coming up with a big interception and giving this Rams offense good field position with the wind at their back. So now's an opportunity, a very good opportunity for this Rams offense to get things on track.
So Christian McDowell, we talked about it, he's kind of played a lot more corner, and he's definitely played well for the Rams in that secondary. 1st and 10 from the 32, and there he gets an interception. They'll run Malachi Brown inside the 30 down to about the 28-yard line. So see if Shepard can take advantage of the turnover. This was a struggle last week, and Coach McCook talked about it in his pregame interview. The Rams were able to get turnovers and set themselves up on the other side of the field against Lockhaven, but couldn't really convert off of scoring off of those turnovers, and they'd like to do a better job of that this week. 2nd down and 7 as they run it with Malachi again, and Brown doesn't find much room up that middle.
Looking back at that Lockhaven game, excuse me, the Rams, they stuck with the run, but it wasn't very productive with them as far as stats are concerned, only averaging 2.4 yards per carry. So it's kind of hard to stick with the run, but it's something, especially in a game like today, you're going to have to stick with that run and just have faith that you're going to start breaking those longer runs as the game wears on and you start to wear that defense down.
3rd and 5 from the 27. Jeremiah Taylor one-on-one here at the bottom of your screen with Cordell Batten in the slot and Barry Hill, the receiver, to the far side.
Batten in the slot, matched up on a safety.
Morgan looking deep for Batten on that wheel route, and he comes back and makes the catch inside the 15 down to about the 12. I thought he had a foot, but they're saying incomplete. I was almost certain that Cordell Batten was able to drag at least 1 foot there on that far sideline. Or on the near sideline. It was a great adjustment for Batten to come back to the football, but the officials rule it incomplete. So tough one there for the Rams. It'll be 4th down.
And the Rams have had success this season running that post-wheel concept, and that time just adding a wrinkle and showing some comfortability between Morgan and Batten using the comeback off of that wheel.
4th and 5, Morgan trying to get away from the pressure, but he will not be able to. He is sacked around the 40-yard line. Coming up and making the sack was Jabril Rhodes Nelson as well as Okongu.
And again, that was more of a coverage sack than anything. It's just those Rams wide receivers having a hard time getting clean in and out of their routes. Again, a very stingy secondary for Millersville, and then that defensive front was able to get home that time. And again, Morgan just does a good job of not putting the ball on the turf. When your quarterback is taking shots like that, there's a high probability that he's going to turn the ball over. But we saw last week he took some monster shots and was able to hold on to the ball.
Here's a run up the middle. Kutztown surviving against Shippensburg. Shippensburg took a 6-3 lead in overtime, but the Golden Bears were responding with a touchdown to win the game 9-6 over the Raiders. So KU remaining on top of the PSAC East.
And again, like we talked about the weather conditions, Kutztown is a team that's built for these kind of weather conditions. They have big physical running backs that like to pound it in between the tackles. And today's weather, you're built for a game like that in Kutztown.
So is Ship in a lot of ways. So, not too surprising there that you got that kind of game between those two teams, even though as Morris is going to lose yards here on this one. But, even though on paper you'd say Kutztown should destroy Shippensburg, it seems like they're getting a lot better. Got that young quarterback in Stoner, so We'll see. But things overall have been a lot more competitive in the PSAC this year, as we've seen a lot of close games for this Shepard Rams team that in the past they would put up 40, 50 on these teams.
Yeah, it's like the top-tier teams are still, top of the mountain. It's just those guys that were down, that were cellar dwellers, have gotten a lot better.
3rd and 6 from the 44, 6:40 to go in this first half. Marauders handing on to a 3-0 lead. Zelt will be forced to throw, and he's under pressure again and will just throw it away. Coming unblocked.
Was he outside of the tackle box on that play?
I believe he was, just by a little bit. Dwayne Grantham, though, just came unblocked and got a free hit on the quarterback. And Shepard's blitz that they've been dialing up with Coach Klein has been very effective today.
And again, not like last year where they could just rush that first 4 and get heavy pressure on the quarterback. This year they've had to go to their bag of tricks a little bit more, dial up some stunts, dial up some different style of blitzes, guys coming in from the secondary. And that time Grantham, we talked about his ability to make plays in the run game and the pass game, and that time able to put pressure on the quarterback and make him get rid of the ball sooner than what he would have wanted.
Miles Greer standing inside his own 20. Banta's punt will hit off of I thought it might have hit a Marauder, but they didn't rule it did.
Hey, you hear some of the home fans talking about getting on the ball. They look like it came close to hitting one of the Rams defenders, and that's something that you might have to
move it up from where it originally did roll down to. So I think they were saying it hit a Millersville player around the 23-yard line. But go ahead, Travis. Sorry to cut you off.
But you have like these shorter punts, and that's the danger, is that you have guys that are looking to run back, get to their spot, get their wall set up. We know that this Rams punt return unit, they've produced some explosive plays so far this year, so they're trying to get back and create some lanes for Greer to get a big return, and sometimes they may not be paying attention to the ball, and just a funny bounce could result in Millersville having an opportunity to get the ball back. So that could be something that could loom large later on in today's game.
6:21 to go, and the Rams are going to run it. And there goes Malachi, making moves, has a first down and more before he is tackled on the play. But a big run from Malachi Brown. Taryn Ware coming up to make the stop for the Marauders as Shepard picks up a first down, moves it across to the 36-yard line. So Shepard trying to get some momentum here before the half. The Marauders will get the ball to start the second half with a 3-0 lead currently. 5:50 to go, though, in this second quarter. Morgan gives it to, great play action, and he throws that same play that they ran earlier. This time it's on target to Barry Hill for a first down.
And that time Hill was just able to become uncovered early on in that play. The last time they ran it, they had a defender that was shadowing him for a little bit and then bailed, and that made Morgan hold on to it a little bit longer than he wanted. That time Morgan was able to make the safe throw, wasn't able to put it in position where Hill could catch it and possibly get some yards after the catch. But I'm sure the Rams will take that positive play, get that first down, and you can see them being able to run the ball, now able to work play action off of those runs.
They'll run Malachi Brown. Brown, a good hole again. Great blocking downfield as the Rams got a pancake there from Dustin Fisher. They call him Tank for a reason.
Also, the last couple of runs that have picked up some chunks have been behind big right guard Ty Lucas, the 6'2", 305-pound redshirt sophomore, creating some lanes in this running game. And again, the Rams have the ball in good position.
2nd and 3 to the 44. Morgan running Brown again. Good block from Lucas in the hole, and Malachi has the first down to about the 36-yard line.
You know it, and you just are beginning to see that maturation process from Malachi Brown, like we mentioned, the converted wide receiver to running back. Now you're starting to see that patience. He's starting to show that the game is slowing down to him a little bit. He's not hitting the hole at 100 miles an hour. He's going up, picking his spots. And again, that Rams offensive line so good with those zone blocks. You got to give the big fellas a little bit of time to create those lanes, and Malachi Brown has done a good job of doing that.
Well, Shepard throws quickly on a wide receiver screen to Jeremiah Taylor, and nobody was really out there, but they closed quickly, did Millersville.
Again, that is something that those DBs, they're so good at. And again, with today's weather conditions, you're not worried about somebody just flat out outrunning you. It's a wet track. Nobody's going to be particularly fast today. But what you do need to be able to do is tackle well in space, and that's all that play was. They threw that play out to Taylor in the flats, and you're just hoping that he's able to break a tackle and make something happen, but nothing doing that time. Millersville defense.
Second and 11 from the 38. Pass is high and incomplete, intended for Cordell Batten. In coverage with Steve Sweeney, the grad student. And it will bring up 3rd and 11 now from the Rams from the 38 of Millersville. And this is where these drives have just stalled out, Travis. Shepard has moved the ball into Millersville territory, but hasn't really done anything since getting it on the Millersville side of the field. 3:29 to go in the first half. And trips to the near side with a 3-0 deficit for the Rams. Morgan has time, throwing near sideline for Batten and incomplete. Good coverage again from the Marauders, as that was Javon Thompson. And it'll be 4th and 11. And the Rams are going to go for it.
And again, Batten, you could tell he's working. He's doing everything he possibly can to work back to get the ball. And this Millersville defense, particularly that secondary, they have been shadowing these wide receivers very well today, even late into the play.
So here we go, 4th down and 11 for the Rams, and it will be a pooch punt. Morgan sends it, and it's actually going to be pretty effective, even though it was a low kick. Rolls down to about the 9-yard line, so Shepard will take it. Let's go ahead and take a 30-second break. 3:12 to go in this first half. Our score, Millersville 3, Shepard nothing. We're back at 30.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
We welcome you back to Millersville. It's 1st down and 10 for the Marauders from their own 9-yard line. 3:12 to go, and will be a run play here.
Ooh, big
first
hit.
down, and the ball came out, and does Shepard have it? Nathan Muley, I think, might have forced that fumble, but I don't think anybody on the Rams were able to recover it, and it'll be 2nd down. It looked like earlier when Jaquan Howard went down that he was standing on the sideline with his helmet off. It looks like Morris is the back here, so Howard went down with that injury, was kind of slow to get up, and they've been rotating in their backs anyway, so it's not like that was Morris's first carry, but the rain has continued to come down, and a fumble here would be a terrible situation for Millersville. 2nd and 11 from their own 8. They're going to just throw it up for grabs, and it could have been intercepted by Shepard right through the hands of Naeem Alexander. Will bring up 3rd and 11.
And right now, this freshman quarterback has been living dangerously. He's already thrown one interception over the middle, and that time the Rams defense had a perfect opportunity to pick him off again. And again, he was just narrowly able to avoid disaster. But Millersville did a good job of hiding their quarterback early on, but now they're getting into a portion of the game where they're going to need him to make some plays, and it's coming up right now. It's going to be 3rd and long. He's going to have to be able to stand back there and complete a pass, and most importantly, not turn the ball over.
Shepard showing blitz. We'll see if they do bring the pressure. They bring some guys here on 3rd and long. Zelt will just take off and run. Able to escape the pocket. Brought down by Baxter around the 15-yard line. He's going to be short of the 1st down marker, and Millersville will be forced to punt. So
smart play that time by Zelt. There was nothing there, no reason to force it. And when you scramble, you didn't get the 1st down, but what you do afford your offense is a chance to get a little bit of space, so when you punt the ball, your punter's not going to be standing on the back line of the end zone.
We got a timeout. Let's take another 30-second break. 3-0. Millersville on top, 2:10 to go.
At Dutch Miller Automotive, we've grown quite a bit over the last 60 years, but our core principles remain the same. We believe in treating our customers and our team members like friends and family, and we see it as our obligation to give back to all the communities we are so fortunate to do business in. In just West Virginia alone, we've grown from one location on the west end of Huntington to 10 rooftops employing more than 500 Mountaineers. Check out the inventory from all of our stores at DutchMillerAuto.com. Dutch Miller Automotive Group, West Virginia proud.
2 minutes, 10 seconds to go in this first half. It is Millersville 3, Shepard nothing. It is 4th and 4 for the Marauders from their own 15-yard line. They will be forced to punt. Another good thing, Travis, as you mentioned before the break, Zelt doing the smart thing of trying to get out of the pocket. Gives a chance now for this punt to be a little bit better and potentially back up Shepard for a tougher drive here. Bantha's done a good job so far, but we know the Shepard special teams has been dangerous, and if Miles Greer can get the ball in his hands, you would watch out. On the other
absolutely.
end.
And that special teams unit, they do a fantastic job of blocking for him. Again, Greer, explosive with the ball in his hands. But these punts have been coming out funky when these teams are going from left to right. So see if that ball takes a funny bounce. You can see Millersville, they're packing it in to do a safe punt to get the ball away.
Yeah, Shepard brought the punt block, and it's going to roll in favor of the Rams. So it will be great field position for Shepard. Can they take advantage?
And
they will take over from the Millersville 40.
We've been on this half of the field for most of today's game.
But it's only 3-0, and it's in favor of the Marauders.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, the ball has not moved this way almost at all.
I don't think anybody likes the cannon. They want to stay away from the cannon side of the field.
It's dangerous. 2:02 to go in this first half. Can the Rams find the end zone? 1st and 10 from the 40. 3 receivers set.
And first down is going to be so important. This Rams offense just can't get behind the chains.
Morgan looking to throw. He dumps it down in the flat to Brown. Brown doesn't get any yardage. Good tackling in space again from Millersville. It was led by Pellegrin. And then his teammates came up and cleaned it up.
Yeah, Hez Faison also coming up, making that tackle. The 5'11", 200-pound linebacker.
It's a quick defense. It's a defense that reminds me of Shepard's in a lot of ways. Not big up front, but have a lot of speed. Morgan looking deep for Barry Hill on that wheel route, and it's incomplete. Sweeney in coverage, and now will be 3rd and 10 from the 40.
And it just looks like Morgan just lost the handle on the ball, and that's a tough throw in perfect weather conditions. You're on the far hash, and you're trying to go to that far sideline, throwing that wheel route. And again, Seth Morgan doesn't have that huge arm, so making those high-velocity throws to the sidelines it's really not in his wheelhouse. And that time, lucky that the ball was able to fall safely out of bounds. But you're seeing the Rams are trying to work that post-wheel concept. They've had success with that throughout this season. Even had some wrinkles off of it today with the comeback on that wheel route, but not able to get it to work on that time.
Morgan rolling out, looking deep for Barry Hill, and incomplete. Again, Morgan kind of underthrowing it there. Good coverage, though, from this Millersville secondary.
That looked like Garrett Cox. Is that number 0 or number 8?
I think it's number 8.
Number 8?
That would be
Jonte Morris.
Yes, Jonte Morris with the coverage there, so.
That's tough, though. Again, that's tough for us. That's on the far side of the field. We got to look through some rain. The 0s and 8s looking very similar. And, again, that was a case of good offense but better defense. Barry Hill did a good job of working the space, trying to work back to the ball. But the defender did a good job just to punch it free.
Flag comes flying in again. Shepard has an opportunity to down it at the 1, and they do. But there is a flag on the play. And it looks like Baxter is limping off the field for Shepard at around the 45-yard line. Now he goes to a jog. We do have a flag down on the play, though, so we'll see what this ends up being, as it was thrown right as the ball was snapped. So we'll be off sides on the Millersville defense. And then Shepard will just decline it.
You're not going to get a better result than that, so.
Yeah, if it was an automatic first down, obviously Shepard would take it, but or maybe even if they were a little bit closer on instead of 4th and 10, and maybe it was 4th and 2, they might try to go for it with the way the defense has played. But ball at the 1 with just over a minute, and Shepard has already gotten a lot of pressure on Zelt, and also Zelt's been known to throw it up for grabs. They nearly forced a fumble on that last drive as well, so it seems like that Rams defense has just been getting after the quarterback all day, and this is a tough situation for the Marauders.
And again, I mean, you're not going to be able to hide your quarterback all day. You could tell that was kind of the goal early on for Millersville, just running the ball, not putting their freshman quarterback in a bad spot, but as the game wears on, you're going to need some of those pass plays down the field, and he's just risked it too much.
Yeah, Morris just barely getting out of the end zone, and Elio Pena came off the edge to lead the charge. Muley and O'Neal helping him out up the middle. They're going to give him about a yard on the play out to the 2-yard line, and Shepard burns a timeout with 57 seconds. Let's take another 30-second break. This is Shepard Rams Football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
We welcome you back to, so they're going to put a few seconds back on the clock now, 1:01 to go. Shepard has one timeout remaining according to the scoreboard. 3-0 our score in favor of Millersville. The Marauders have it here on their own 2, 2nd and 9. Millersville trying to just escape the half, I feel like, without giving up a turnover or something to give Shepard that momentum heading into halftime.
Just here early on, the Marauders, they're just trying to manage the risk.
They'll run Morris, and he finds room again out of the end zone. I think O'Neal might have been the first one there, but it's going to be not very much room. It'll bring a 3rd and long now. About a 3-yard pickup, 3rd and 6. Shepard burns its last time out of the half of 54 seconds. So at the very least, they're trying to force Millersville to run one more play.
Make a decision. There you go. And you can see Morris had a little bit of a scare put into him on that last drive where he took the big shot in the backfield, put the ball on the turf. You can see him. He's cradling that ball with both hands this time until he's able to get his team out of the shadow of the goal line. And, again, we've been on this side of the field for most of the first half, and it's tough working from that end zone that's close to the scoreboard, working out to the open side of the field because you're going into the wind. So it's really going to limit your options as far as, like, where you're going to try to possibly kick a field goal. We've already seen it affect the punts so far today, and the young quarterback has already had a couple balls hang up over the middle on him. So, again, Millersville at this point in the game with the lead, playing well, just trying to manage risk because you realize that you don't want to give any type of momentum or opportunities for that talented Shepard Rams football team to get back into this ball game.
3rd and 6 from their own 5 for the Marauders. I would expect them to probably keep it on the ground here. Shepard is out of timeouts. They may still get the ball back depending on how long this play is, but we'll see here. 3rd and 6 from the 5 is that's at least what Shepard's trying to do with the timeouts burning there. And, of course, forcing Millersville to run some more plays here before halftime with the potential of a turnover. But a flag coming in.
Everybody threw a flag on that play. It was going to be too many people moving at one time. So I don't know if it's going to be a false start or, I imagine, illegal motion maybe.
Yeah, at least everybody that could see the movement. The back official here did not throw one, but everybody else did. Everybody that was near the line of scrimmage. Snap infraction.
Yeah.
Don't see that too much.
Yeah, he's digging into his bag of tricks today. So you thought it was going to be a false start or illegal formation.
So they'll put some more time back on the clock as the play did not count. It will now be 54 seconds. 3rd and 8 after the penalty. Moves the ball back a few yards to the 3.
And that penalty could be important. They had a little bit of room before that play, and now they're right back up to the goal line.
And they will run. Elio Pena comes up, makes the tackle on Morris. Well short of the first down marker. The clock will roll now. And now the play clock starts a little bit delayed there, though, as there's about a 5-second difference or so between play clock and game clock. With it being 4th and 7, we'll see if Millersville maybe.
Maybe take a delay.
Probably, yeah.
Because it's only going to be half the distance, so the yardage isn't going to be important to you. You're pretty much backed up to your own goal line. And like we mentioned, they have a
now the
veteran
clock
punter.
Stops with 18 seconds. And the officials are talking some things over here. Fourth down and 7, so yeah, it could be potentially that play clock did take a few seconds to start, which Coach McCook is obviously trying to get his team at least a shot at one last play before halftime.
Again, you have an opportunity to get the ball in the hands of Miles Greer. He's been a very tough punt returner for the Rams special teams unit.
And potentially, you might even get an offensive play depending on how much time should be on the clock here, but this now sets up a tough situation because if the officials didn't notice it or whatever, how much are they really going to add back on or any at all? And also the play clock is at 25. Are the officials aware of where it was when they stopped the clock is the other thing because the play clock has been reset. Okay, so the officials have moved it to 11 seconds left on the play clock with 18 seconds left on the game. So it's about a 2-second difference, which seems about right to me. Maybe 3, but, they'll give it a little bit. So Shepard will get the ball back potentially with about 7 seconds or so, depending on probably a little bit less than that, probably about 4 or 5 seconds left by the time it hits the hands of Miles Greer on a punt. So we'll see. But see what happens. 18 seconds. Millersville will have to run its punt unit back onto the field.
And Coach McCook is still out there working the referees. He's not happy with the result of that referee conference.
Yeah, I think he thinks it was like there should have been more time potentially left back on that play clock, but as of now, it is still 11. We are having more conversations. The officials are talking with Coach McCook at around the 25-yard line, and he is trying to explain his case. The other grouping of the officials are standing by the football. Meanwhile, the Shepard punt return is out. The Millersville punt team is still on the sideline here with 18 seconds and a 3-0 lead for the Millersville Marauders. So this long delay seems to be ending. Fourth and 7 here.
And Coach McCook is certainly not shy about working these PSAC referees. And it just may be something where he just kind of wants to put that thought in the back of their head going into the second half, knowing that this is going to be a close game. So if you say something to them now in emphatic fashion, hopefully you have a chance of that possibly sinking in and making the difference later on in the game. But now we're seeing the clock running, so they're going to take the delay. It's going to be down now to 7.7 seconds for Millersville. The penalty, it won't back them up that much. The yardage won't be that important, but they just want to milk as much time off of that clock as possible.
Yeah, if there wasn't, or the ball wasn't at the 4, you could even see Millersville run around and just take the timeout. But, with it being at the 4-yard line, you would have to run around the end zone. And, of course, that would cause a safety. So you won't see that. And this isn't the end of the game situation. If you remember that play the Ravens had a few years ago against the Bengals where they already had the lead, so they just ran around the end zone and got a bunch of holding penalties, and it didn't matter. I think that might have led to a rule change at some point. But
it was like, and you don't have Bo Jackson off Tecmo Bowl, so you just can't run from sideline to sideline.
That's true.
Trying to run out the clock.
As far as we know.
As far as we know. I think if they had a guy like that, we would have seen him by now.
It wouldn't be 3-0.
Yes.
7.7 seconds left. 4th and 7. I'm not sure what's taking so long to continue out of the delay of game here. The Millersville team has continued to stay on the sidelines. There shouldn't be I guess they burned a timeout, it looks like, maybe, but I don't know.
Also, they must have called a timeout there right at the very end. So, little gamesmanship.
Right, not to take – there we go. That makes sense. They didn't take the penalty. They got a timeout off before the delay of game.
And that probably something where you went to the referee and, like, once the play clock gets down to 1, just go ahead and call it a timeout. So seeing both coaches working the referees to different ends, of course. And Millersville with the redshirt senior, Zach Banta, back to punt. They're going to go with their punt tight formation.
Miles Greer is back at around the 36-yard line. The snap goes high. Banta gets it away. It's a high kick. Miles Greer will field it at the 20, but he muffed it. And
that's got to be
interference. The cannon goes off. It's madness here in the final few seconds. So Shepard should get a free play, as this should be fair catch interference against the Marauders. At least that is what the Rams are arguing, and that is what the flag appears to be.
Can end on a defensive penalty, and perhaps we have another chance at a cannon boom before we go here in the halftime.
I don't know if they do it if Shepard were to score, but
no, but they do it going into halftime. Yeah, the halftime. We got to double up on it.
I feel like if Shepard scores on an untimed down before halftime, the cannon's not going to feel a whole lot of momentum to go off again. But I know you want it, Travis.
Yes.
So maybe well, you can buy a ticket to shoot one off, so maybe they have to get so many people to get to shoot their ticket or their cannonball off.
I didn't know that.
But the Rams will have it here. 1st and 10. And this is going to be really good field position, so they'll have a shot. They're going to bring the field goal unit out, which seems to be the smart move. Instead of going for an end zone shot, they're going to get a James Bozick field goal attempt from 32 yards. So not only does this penalty give Shepard another opportunity, but it gives a chance to tie the game heading into halftime.
Big penalty.
We'll see a high snap. Bozick's 32-yarder is good. So James Bozick nails the field goal, and we head into halftime tied at 3 between Shepard and Millersville. A huge penalty here at the half, and we will now look for Dylan Bishop, who tries to chase down Ernie McCook, and whenever Dylan has the head man, we can send it down to him. But really good first half between these two teams, and Dylan has Coach McCook, so Dylan, go ahead and take it away.
All right, Coach, you guys were able to get that field half, but still low-scoring affair. What needs to change to get some points up on the board?
It means a lot to score right there at the end. We played it right and made it work. We handled some bad clock management on the administration's part, but we were able to overcome that. So now it's a matter of us being able to rally up, come on defense, make some plays, and make plays on offense.
Thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Dylan. Coach McCook, I mean, great job by him and his staff there, because they did get kind of screwed. I mean, there was 3-4 seconds that rolled off the clock before the play clock started, but Shepard was aware of it, talked to the officials, and they got that time back on the clock, and then the penalty helps them out as well to get the field goal before halftime. But we will take a 2-minute break. We'll break down all of that first half on the other side of this break. This is Shepard Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. And we'll be back in 2 minutes.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepard University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
One of the questions lawyers get asked the most is, what is my case worth?
I'm Steven Skinner, and this is my brother Andrew with Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
The truth is, it's very difficult for a lawyer to pinpoint a number because every case is different.
We get to know each situation and we'll give you an idea of what your case is worth and why.
The sooner we get involved, the better we can do getting you the compensation you deserve.
Google Skinner Lawyers or go to skinnerwins.com. We'll treat you like family.
We're at the half. Time for a scoring recap, stats and analysis, scores from around the PSAC and Super Region 1, the Division 1 Top 25, and the latest on the West Virginia University Mountaineers and Marshall University Thundering Herd. Let's get it started as we go back to the field and rejoin our TV10 broadcast team.
I know therapy had a U in it.
We welcome you back to Millersville. Our score, Shepard 3, Millersville 3. Nick Verzolini, Travis Smith here at the half. Matt Miller and Daryl Miller on camera and our on-site producer as well. And, of course, Dylan Bishop, our sideline reporter. Kyle McLaughlin back in the studios in Martinsburg, keeping us on the air here this afternoon. So shout out Colin as always as we welcome you into the halftime show brought to you by the Mansion Freddie Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. Travis, some thoughts on that first half for you? A tight game here at the half, 3-3.
And again, that Rams defense has shown up today, already forcing a turnover off of the young quarterback. But Millersville, their running game, you really look at that offensive line up front. They're not a big group. Lean and mean up front for that Millersville Marauders offensive line. Again, 6'3", 290, 295, 275, 285 up front. But they are strong at the point of attack, and they've opened up some good running lanes, which has allowed Millersville, for the most part, to protect their young quarterback. Like we mentioned, Footman looked like he's out with an injury today. And they bring in the freshman quarterback and Ryan Zelt. And early on, he was able to make the plays when they needed, but then he was able to he was risking the ball towards the end of that first half and gave the Rams offense some really good opportunities. They weren't able to make it happen, and it turns out that the Rams special teams unit are the reason that they have points and not trailing going into halftime. So again, the Rams special teams unit has been a big part of this contest so far. That's been a unit that's made plays for Shepard throughout this year, and again, they continue to do it, and the Rams certainly needed today. Like we mentioned, the weather conditions have certainly changed the complexion of the game. It's not a lot of big plays. It's going to be a nip-and-tuck affair, and now going into the second half, it's going to be interesting to see what type of adjustments are made to see who can pull away and take this lead here in the second half.
Let's get some first half stats brought to you by Larry DeMarco at Modern Realty Results. If you're looking for a home in the tri-state, they have you covered. We'll start with the Rams. Quarterback Seth Morgan, 10 of 19, 66 yards. That's 52% completion percentage. For the running game for Shepard, it is Malachi Brown leading the way at halftime with 9 carries for 58 yards on the, and then Jordan Barnett as well with 2 carries for 8 yards in the receiving category for Shepard. Jeremiah Taylor leading the way, 5 catches, 54 yards in that first half. Malachi Brown has 3 catches, but for negative 8 yards. Barry Hill, he's been not very prominent offensively. 1 catch for 13 yards, and Cordell Batten 1 catch for 7 yards. Defensively for Shepard, Harold O'Neal, Amari Terry leading the way with 5 tackles. Christian McDowell with 4 tackles and the interception. Emilio Pena with 3 tackles. On the Millersville side of things, Garrett Cox leads the way with 5 tackles at halftime. Taryn Ware with 4. Pellegrin with 4 as well, and Sweeney with 3. Offensively, Ryan Zelt just 20 yards passing, 3 of 12 for 20 yards and a pick. On the ground for the Marauders, it has been Jaheim Morris leading the way. He had that big 51-yard run, but besides that, Shepard has held him to just 16 yards outside of the 51-yard play. Jaquan Howard, who went down with an injury, not certain if he will return in the second half. 6 carries for 40 yards, a long of 26. And in the receiving category, Isaac Signs has a catch. Brian Richardson with a catch. Akeem Melvin with a catch. Not a whole lot of yards. As we mentioned, just 20 yards receiving in that first half. And the leading receiver is Signs with 1 catch for 9 yards. So the Rams defense doing a great job so far in this first half. We will take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll hear from Colin McLaughlin back in the studio, who will have a halftime scoreboard update for you. This is Shepard Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Our score, Shepard 3, Millersville 3. We're back in 2 minutes with Colin McLaughlin.
Hello?
We're here again 3 times in the past 2 days.
You're where?
Bechtel Jewelers. Look.
Can Mom hear you?
No, she's in a diamond coma. Get her the pendant, or I will.
Hey, that's my credit card.
What? Can't hear you, Dad. You're breaking up.
It's going to take more than a crying baby to wake her out of this diamond coma. You're going to need a mega dose of jewelry from Bechtel Jewelers.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for dollar wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the cornhole tourney, Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
As a lifelong Jefferson County resident, Paul Espinosa has been a champion for the Eastern Panhandle. Paul is the effective, fiscally conservative voice we need in the West Virginia Senate. He's fought for job creation, student-centered education, the rights of the unborn, protecting our family farms, and was a leader in passing income tax relief for all West Virginians. When residents of the 16th Senatorial District cast their votes for their next senator, the choice is clear. Paul Espinosa for West Virginia State Senate. Paid for by Espinosa for Senate, Mary C. Espinosa, Treasurer.
One of the questions lawyers get asked the most is, what is my case worth?
I'm Steven Skinner, and this is my brother Andrew with Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
The truth is, it's very difficult for a lawyer to pinpoint a number because every case is different.
We get to know each situation and we'll give you an idea of what your case is worth and why.
The sooner we get involved, the better we can do getting you the compensation you deserve.
Google Skinner Lawyers or go to skinnerwins.com. We'll treat you like family.
Welcome into the halftime scoreboard show on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Colin McLaughlin here, as at halftime, knotted up at 3 now between Millersville and Shepard, as Shepard kicks a 32-yard field goal right as time expires in quarter number 2 to tie us up at 3 apiece. Before we get into some scores from around the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference, give you a high school football score, as earlier today at Shepard, it was a local battle between the longest running rivals in the Eastern Panhandle, Musselman and Hedgesville, and it was the Musselman-Applemen getting a 6-0 win over Hedgesville in the final seconds, as it was a fumble return for a touchdown on the last play of the game by Musselman's defense to get the score and get the win. Let's now take a look around the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Few games that kicked off at noon already going final. It's East Stroudsburg getting a 28-14 win over Westchester. Mercyhurst got a 36-35 victory over Clarion, and in double overtime, or excuse me, just single overtime, Kutztown got a 9-6 win over Shippensburg, and just going final, it is Slippery Rock picking up a 49-24 win over Gannon. Some games currently in action here in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. We'll take a look here at halftime. It is Edinboro leading IUP by a score of 10-7. Also 10-7 at halftime. It's Bloomsburg leading Lockhaven. And then at 3:30 kickoff in about 7 minutes, that will be Seton Hill taking on California University of Pennsylvania. So that's your scores around the PSAC. Let's now take a look at some top 25 games in NCAA Division I action. Some final scores already. Final number 1, Georgia beats Vanderbilt by a final score of 37-20. And number 11, Alabama survives at home over Arkansas by a final score of 24-21. Some games currently in action getting ready to conclude. It's number 2, Michigan, dominating Indiana in the final seconds. They'll get the win by a final score of 52-7. 7:35 to go in quarter number 4. It's number 3, Ohio State, leading Purdue 41-7. Number 4, Florida State leads Syracuse 41-3 with 20 seconds to go. And in the first quarter, it's number 16, Utah, taking on California. That one still scoreless. Kicking off here in 6 minutes, it will be number 6, Penn State against Massachusetts. Number 7, Washington, hosting number 8, Oregon. Number 19, Tennessee, taking on Texas A&M. Number 23, Kansas at Oklahoma State. I'll get some other scores in the postgame show, but for now, going to wrap things up here on our halftime scoreboard show. Again, at the half, it is Shepard 3, Millersville 3. We'll step aside, take a 2-minute break, and get you back to Millersville for the second half. The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepard University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you can be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
We welcome you back to Millersville. Our score is tied at 3 between Shepard and Millersville as we get ready for the second half. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Travis Smith, as we already broke down our first half stats. But Travis, what do you think these teams could do a better job of in the second half? I think it could be a little bit obvious when it's 3-3, but hey, what are you seeing from the two teams?
Well, I mean, going into the second half and it's tied up, so you can really get out of that first half just feeling pretty good about where you're at. Neither team is really playing as well as they would have hoped. I'm sure Millersville is certainly happy that this is a tie ball game, but giving up that field goal right at the end of the half is kind of a gut punch for the Marauders, so certainly curious to see how they're going to respond to that coming back out. But again, for Millersville, just get back to what you were doing early on in the first half. You realize that your young rookie quarterback is struggling, so don't put him in positions where you're relying on him to make plays and make quick reads and deliver accurate throws. Get back to that running game. I realize that they're probably a little bit shorthanded at running back, but you got to do whatever you have to do to try to limit that quarterback's exposure, because you don't want to give that Rams defense any opportunities to turn the ball over and possibly make a big play themselves. For Shepard, I think it's important for them to win on first down. Winning on first down is going to be huge for that Rams offense, because you don't want to be backed up where, again, you're putting your quarterback in a position where he's having to make those throws. There's been a couple good play action passes completed by that Rams offense, so that means you got to stick with the run. So maybe incorporate Malachi Brown some more into the game plan. Also getting Barnett some more touches. He had a couple of touches early on, but he tried to bounce it outside, and that's certainly not a strength of his game. So if you can kind of get him refocused on what he does do well, and that's pounding the ball in between the tackles and try to set up those play-action passes, and maybe one of those speedy wide receivers for the Rams offense can break a tackle and make something happen. But that's a tall order going against that Millersville defense. Those defensive backs are certainly sure-handed tacklers in open space or coming up and helping out on the run. So it's going to be interesting to see who made those type of adjustments coming out of the second half. But the Rams have shown they have been resilient. They've been able to battle through adversity all year long. And just another example or another opportunity for that Rams ball club to pull out a tough win on the road against a very game opponent in the Millersville Marauders.
Let's go ahead and take another minute break, and then when we come back, we'll have the start of the second half. Again, our score here at the half, Shepard 3, Millersville 3. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
3-3 our score as we get ready for the start of the second half. Our second half kickoff is brought to you by Ollie's VIP Northside, the best local spot to catch sports or hang out with friends. Stop by 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. Ollie's VIP will see you for the game. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Travis Smith. And Travis, we got about 1:49 to go before this second half kickoff. Again, the Marauders will get the ball to start the second half, so should be interesting. And before we get into the second half kickoff, we want to remind you that with that field goal, because I think I forgot to read it, our scoring drive was just a one-play 32-yard field goal for Shepard before halftime. Our scoring drive summaries are brought to you by Paul Espinoza for State Senate, an effective fiscally conservative voice for the 16th District. And Travis, we got a 3-3 game here. Not a whole lot of scoring, but hopefully that changes in the second half. I think both teams saw a few good things here and there offensively. I think especially Shepard, they were able to move the ball into Millersville territory several times, but couldn't finish off those drives.
And unfortunately, it's going to come down to somebody making a critical mistake. I think is going to be the difference in the ball game. So far, neither team has really been able to put together sustained drives. So chances are it's going to be something where it's going to be a missed tackle or possibly a turnover, a scoop and score or a pick six. It's going to be a play like that, I think, is going to be what's going to ultimately determine who's going to walk out of here victorious. But Millersville certainly having to feel happy about being in this position after taking some pretty tough losses versus this Rams ball club. But again, we talked about it this year. Those teams that were seemingly at the bottom of the PSAC had a huge offseason as far as recruiting. They're certainly a lot more competitive this year. So even though you still have those top-tier teams in the program, now you're starting to see a little bit more parity in the PSAC, and that's certainly something that's to the benefit of football fans. You want to go out there and see good, close, competitive, hard-fought football games, and we've certainly been afforded a great opportunity this year to see the Rams pull out some of those tough wins, and they have an opportunity to walk out of here with a win again today.
Yeah, so James Bozick will kick it away and back deep for Millersville here as the Marauders will get it to start the second half is Melvin and Abrams. And they will steal it, or they will field it from inside the 5. A big hit to start the second half.
It was Amari Terry bringing the wood. Looked like the returner kind of stumbled behind one of his own blockers, and Amari Terry came in to clean up the play. Terry, it's going to be my first nominee for collision of the game, and that's how you want to set the tone for the second half. Again, this Rams special teams unit has been playing outstanding football all year long.
Amari Terry could probably just wear the Cody's Auto Body collision of the game across his chest, as he is always the guy that you got to look out for. And they will hand it off to Morris here on 1st and 10, and he keeps pushing after an initial run that didn't look like it was going to go anywhere. Neilio Pena coming up and make the tackle. 2nd and 5, so it looks like Howard may be done for the day. So this is a Millersville team without its initial starting quarterback to begin the season, Rob Footman, and now without running back Jaquan Howard. So changing some things up here. Morris, another carry. Gets a little bit of room toward the near side, and then I believe that was Grantham coming over and making the tackle, as well as Naeem Alexander ended up at the bottom of it, and it ends up moving the chains for a first down. So a 5-yard pickup on 2nd and 5 gets the first down, and Millersville moves the ball to the 25.
It seems like Millerville, they're starting to go a little bit more up-tempo here in the second half to try to manufacture some type of offensive momentum.
Zelt looking for Melvin underneath, and it's caught. He has a first down and more across the 45. A flag comes flying in.
I believe it's going to be defensive pass interference. Looked like Cedric Ofori was the guilty party on that play. Just a pop pass to the tight end. Again, you've been pounding the football, and that's one of the benefits of pounding the football. You can use that RPO type action, play action pass. So it's not going to be pass interference. It's going to be defensive holding, which is probably more of an accurate because the linebacker, he's looking in the backfield, but then he realizes that tight end is starting to release up the seam, so grabs a little bit too much jersey. But big plays like that, moving the ball down the field for Millersville, so they certainly came out in the second half, able to execute their play, and again going a little bit up-tempo early on, get some things moving, then you have a little play-action pass and get a big play to get yourself to midfield.
Yeah, I would imagine it was a scripted second half as well, so they're feeling pretty confident right now. They're going to dump it down to Taylor in the flat, and he doesn't find much room. Good job by the Rams defense to come up and tackle in space. It's actually going to be a loss of 1 on that screen pass. 2nd and 11. Ofori now playing here in the second half. We haven't really seen a whole lot of him throughout the season. He's a converted linebacker to the safety spot. So.
Yeah. Zelt taking the safe option on that. They did the quick screen to the wide receiver, but there was a slip going downfield. He checks it down, makes the safer play. Loss of a 1 on the play, but able to go back to Morris on 2nd down and pick up a quick 4-yard gain.
That'd be a 3rd and 6 now for the Marauders at the 49-yard line. The key all season when Shepard hasn't came out with the ball to start the second half. Their defense, for the most part, has won that first drive of the third quarter, and Millersville trying to change that here in a 3-3 ball game. 3rd down and 6 from the 49. Zelt looking to throw. Blitz comes, pass is caught, but short of the first down marker. Hauled in on the play, but just a little bit short was Millersville.
And again, that Rams pressure, Grantham coming in off the edge hard, made the quarterback get rid of the ball a little bit quicker than what he wanted. The wide receiver didn't do him any favors. He ran his route short of the sticks. So just a tiny miscue that time, and it's going to result in Millersville lining up to punt the ball. And again, want to avoid that big mistake. You don't want to give the Rams an opportunity to make a big momentum play, so you're just going to go ahead and make a safe play, punt.
Well, a flag comes in from that far sideline.
That's going to call a false start on Millersville.
Yep, so that will back them up even more here on 4th and 1 from the 44. Not that they were necessarily going to do anything, but it takes away probably any opportunity for a fake punt now with 11:54 to go in this third quarter.
And a possibility for the Rams to get a good return on, so you realize Banta having a little bit more room to work can have a chance to put a bigger boot into the ball, maybe even giving Miles Greer a chance to get a return on.
Yeah, it could go both ways, I feel like, in this situation from the 49, 4th and 6. Banta Sends it, and Greer will come up and field it, and the ball is out. It's muffed, and I think Millersville had a great shot.
The referee steps in immediately and says Shepard retains possession.
Greer fell back on top of it. There is a flag down as well, back at the 49-yard line. So Greer kind of came up at the last second to try to haul that one in. And even though there was fair catch interference on that one before halftime, that's now back-to-back punts where Miles Greer definitely made it close for the Rams and luckily was able to fall on top of that one. But there's also a flag, so we'll see what this is.
And that was a gutsy move because you had a lot of traffic in front of him, and he attacked the football. You like that from a special team standpoint because you don't want the ball to roll and you get backed up to your own goal line. But sometimes you just gotta know when to fold them.
A hold against Shepard will back him up to the 10-yard line.
And you see that it's a mistake of guys trying to make a play for a teammate. I know Coach McCook has touched on that in years past where you have those type of penalties where guys are just trying to go the extra mile to make a play for their teammate. And that time it was a couple mistakes of players just trying to do just that. You see Miles Greer trying to come up and make that play, trying to catch the ball in traffic. He wasn't able to catch it cleanly. Then you have a Rams defender on that play just trying to get that extra block to possibly spring Greer. So you see that Rams special teams unit, they're trying to seize the day on that play, but resulted in a penalty. But luckily not a turnover.
Run Malachi Brown, and he stays on his feet and gets right to the first down marker. That should move the chains. Great run from Malachi Brown, and I think one thing that he's also doing a better job of, when you see him make his cuts and make his moves, that ball is, in a much better position and closer to his body, and he's still able to keep his elusiveness, which early in the season he was kind of loose with it.
Yeah, you can throw the book of football cliches at him. He's holding high and tight, 5 points of contact, fist to the chin, not giving that defense any chance to get to the ball, no daylight between him and the football, so doing it well. And we talked about coming into today's game, he had some issues holding on to the football, and we were curious to see how he was going to handle holding on to the football in today's weather conditions, and he's certainly been up to the task.
Gain of about 2 on the play. Keyshawn Jones comes up and makes the tackle. 10:40 to go in this third quarter. 3-3 our score. Morgan play action looking to throw and throws. Comeback route held in on that sideline by Cordell Badden for a first down. Barry Hill.
And the Rams ran that play a couple times in the first half, and it wound up going to Hill, but he was the drag route underneath. This time they're running it to the home sidelines for the Rams, and Hill was the wide receiver on that side, so he was able to get it on the comeback.
1st and 10 from the 33. Morgan going play action again. Looking deep near sideline for Jeremiah Taylor. That should be pass interference. It looked to me at least.
It was something. It was going to be incidental contact.
Made some contact up top, but no contact or no flag on the play.
Because you just look at the reaction of Taylor. A lot of times when wide receivers are getting held like that, they're going to make some type of move to the referee, but realizing that was incidental contact. Good defense that time by Millersville and Mackay Self, the 5'11 grad student. Good defense on that play.
2nd and 10, and he gets about a yard on that play. Kept fighting, but didn't find much room to Malachi. And also the ball was kind of overthrown, I think, but who knows? Maybe if Taylor doesn't get bumped on that one, he's able to haul it in. 3rd down and 8.
Again, you take that shot on first down. I mean, you can't blame them. You want to stretch the field, give your athletes a chance to make a play in space, but then you put yourself behind the chain. 2nd and 10, you run the ball. Now it's 3rd and long. Morgan needs to get out of the pocket. He's so good at making those all-schedule plays and taking the checkdowns.
Morgan looking for the sideline. It's hauled in by Cordell Badden. Around the 40-yard line before he's brought down on the play by Omar Baugh into Millersville territory with 9:13 to go in this third quarter. And one thing that we've seen from Seth Morgan today, even though they always haven't been completed, seems like he's thrown some more accurate passes to the outside part of the field, which typically his strength is going over the middle.
and you like that throw. The Rams able to get a good look by using that formation. You get your slot wide receiver matched up on a safety, and Seth Morgan able to deliver an accurate pass.
Morgan throws a bullet, but it's incomplete, short, intended for Jeremiah Taylor. Will bring up second down and 10.
And Taylor just losing his footing, although, when that defense is playing deep, that's one of the wrinkles that you can put into your offense, to have that wide receiver press that defensive back off the ball. Once he turns his hips, then you go ahead and make that break back to the sidelines. But that's tough on a wet track, and that time Taylor not able to get his sure footing underneath of him and slips and falls as he's making an attempt on the ball.
There's a run with Malachi Brown. He's got a big hole to the outside, and Millersville, again, using their speed, able to knock him out of bounds, short of the first down marker. Gain of about 3 on the play to about the 35-yard line. Will bring up a 3rd and 7 for Shepard. 8:30 to go in this quick-moving third quarter.
And that was a good observation that you had in the first half. There are a lot of similarities between this Millersville defense and the Rams defense, just as far as their speed and the way they're able to close on the edge when teams try to go east and west. It looked like Malachi Brown had a lot of space over the inside lines, but those Marauders quickly came up and rallied to the football.
Morgan throws one over the middle, in and out of the hands of Haley, and incomplete.
And that's a tough ball to bring in. You have a lot of velocity on the ball coming in over the middle and just not able to bring it in. And, again, the defense is right there, so he's getting contacted as soon as the ball hits his hands. So that's a very tough task for a wide receiver to bring in a hot pass like that on a cold, slick day.
Mackay Self, the man in coverage, on a 4th and 7 now for Shepard, and the Rams will be forced to punt again here from the 35-yard line. 8:09 to go. High snap, but the punt gets another good one. And again, the Rams special
Are they going to give it to him? He went into the end zone and came back out.
In the end zone when he tipped.
Excellent special teams play. Again, this Rams special teams unit, they have been playing their tails off today, just making plays that won't necessarily show up in the stat sheet, but could prove to be huge as far as the outcome of the game. And again, we're just living on this half of the field here early on in the second half.
Give credit to Ryan Barrick, the Rams punter. He could be looking at a special teams player of the week award for the PSAC because of how many punts have landed inside that 20 and 10-yard line today.
And the way it's shaping up, he could be today's player of the game.
Yeah. In a 3-3 game, 8 minutes to go, the Rams special teams has been strong. The defense has been strong, though, as well. They're going to run Morris, and not much room on. Still going. Benson's off a defender, and Morris is across midfield. It's a foot race. Morris still going inside the 10, and he's finally brought down all the way down at the 5-yard line. It looked like Morris was going to be stopped initially, but he broke through a hole, banged off a defender, and got all the way inside the 5.
And again, you play stout defense for so long, but when you're all jammed in there together, all it takes is one missed tackle, and Morris was able to take it the rest of the way. And you could tell he was tying up a little bit there at the end. He was looking for somebody to tackle him.
Howard is now on the field, and Howard back.
Quick flag on the
Shepard
play.
Had too many men on the field based on the coach's reaction to our left. But Howard coming back in, we hadn't seen him since he went down earlier. I thought he was done for the game, but all of a sudden here in the red zone.
Well, I mean, it may be something where Millersville is just going with the hot hand. Howard came out, was able to bang it there early on, but then Morris was able to gash that Rams defense, and again, able to take that one. What was that, 90-plus yards on that play?
Yeah, from the 2-yard line all the way to about the 4 or 5-yard line. First and goal now here from the 2. Come on, cheerleaders. Zelt takes the snap. He goes Howard. Howard from 2 yards out, still pushing, trying to get in, and he is in. Touchdown. Millersville from 2 yards out. Our first score of the afternoon in terms of a touchdown, and it makes it 9-3 now. Millersville leading Shepard with 7:02 to go in this third quarter. The extra point coming on for Griffin Mistopher.
And that's one of the benefits when you're having a sustained running attack throughout the day. That's what you're hoping for. You may not get those big plays early on, but if you stick with it, you're doing it with the thought in your mind is that those big runs are going to come in the second half, and that's what Millersville has been able to capitalize on here early on in the third quarter.
The extra point is up and good. Our score, Millersville 10, Shepard 3, 7:02 to go in this third quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Mommy, where does flavor come from?
Well, when people love food, they cook it on a Traeger grill. Meat, corn, even pie. And then the Traeger does the rest, which brings everyone to celebrate this beautiful thing that they've created. Because when you share delicious food with your friends, that's the flavor of life.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
We welcome you back here to Millersville. Our score, Millersville 10, Shepard 3, 7:02 to go in this third quarter. A big run from Morris leads to a 2-yard touchdown from Howard to extend the Millersville, or to give the Marauders the lead back now at 10-3 after taking the early 3-0 lead. Led the entire first half before a field goal there at the end of the first half for Shepard. And we are now with Millersville in the lead at 10-3. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Travis Smith. A 3-play, 98-yard drive finished with the Jaquan Howard 2-yard touchdown run after the Jaheim Morris 93-yard run to get the Marauders inside the 10. A penalty against Shepard as well on the drive, and then the touchdown run from 2 yards out. Our scoring drive summaries are brought to you by Paul Espinoza, a fiscally conservative voice for the 16th District for State Senate.
And a pooch kick, and good job fielding at that time with
Greer has it in his hands, and this could be trouble. There goes Miles Greer across midfield and into Marauder territory to the 45.
You know Greer was just absolutely dying for that opportunity to get that ball in his hands, and Millersville just trying to limit the opportunity for a return using that pooch kick. It's very tough to field, and the kicker did a good job putting it right about the 30-yard line, but Greer just extremely aggressive on coming up and attacking that ball, catching it in the air and cutting across the field and setting up this Rams offense in pretty good starting field position. Let's see if this Rams offensive unit can do something with the ball. Down by 7 here in the third quarter.
Morgan hands it off. Here goes Malachi again to the near side. Throws a stiff arm out of bounds at the 40.
Good stretch play that time by Malachi Brown. Not too often that you can get the edge on this Millersville defense. But this Rams offensive line, that is something that has been their hallmark over the years of just very good zone blocking up front.
Well, Coach McCook is a former offensive line coach, and he still coaches the offensive line, actually. So, I mean, Shepard definitely built up front. Seth Morgan with all day to throw here, and Morgan rolls to the right, has a wide-open wide receiver. It's Jeremiah Taylor inside the 15. Taylor still on his feet and into the end zone. Touchdown, Shepard.
And that's something that Seth Morgan has done very well all year long, is making those off-schedule throws, taking the checkdowns. That time, it wasn't a check down. Just his wide receiver did not give up on the play and putting a lot of pressure on that secondary. That was Teron Ware that was in coverage, and he lost control of the wide receiver. And once he's able to do that, Seth Morgan was able to do the rest. And that one touchdown has certainly seemed to open things up for both ball clubs.
Yeah, we got a shootout all of a sudden. The 10-9 here. It's 6:15 to go in this third quarter. High snap again. Bozik's extra point is not affected by it, and we are tied at 10. We'll take another 30-second break. 10-10. Here's 6:15 to go in the third. This is Shepard University Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepard University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
We welcome you back to Millersville. We are tied at 10 with 6:15 to go in this third quarter. The Rams answering the Millersville drive of a scoring drive of their own, a 40-yard touchdown pass on a two-play 45-yard drive to tie the game up at 10. Jeremiah Taylor hauling it in from quarterback Seth Morgan. Our scoring drives are brought to you by Paul Espinoza for State Senate, an effective fiscally conservative voice for the 16th District.
And that offensive drive was set up by a big return by Greer.
Yep.
And again, Amari Terry, first man down the field, puts a hat on the returner. Again, just a fiery player, and this Rams special teams unit has just been banging on all cylinders all year long.
Yeah, and continuing it here on the kickoff return defense. So Millersville will have the football here, tied at 10, 6:09 to go in this third quarter, and the Rams responding from the big touchdown drive of Millersville with one of their own. And Morris has had his fair share of big runs, and he's in the backfield here on first down and 10 from the 18. Now slips out of that backfield and under some pressure. Coming out comes, and they will roll it incomplete.
And that's a name I've been saying a lot so far today, so I was curious to see when he was going to make his impact felt, and Zelt certainly felt it on that play. And lucky, again, that the freshman quarterback did not turn the ball over.
Yeah, Ryan Zelt was under pressure. Again, Shepard getting a free hit on that quarterback. The blitz is there. Kind of a delayed blitz, it looked like, from JT Comayau, and he came through a wide open hole. They will run the ball again with Morris, and Morris with a big run. First down on that one, brought down by Nathan Muley and into the secondary.
Yeah, he was able to run 7 or 8 yards before anybody was even to lay a hand on him. So that right side of the offensive line, that's where a lot of that defensive pass rush has been coming from. But that time, showing some faith in that right side offensive line, they run behind him, and they create a huge lane for Morris to pick up the first down.
First and 10 from the 32, 5:33 to go, and they will run it again, and Morris this time is brought down. Coming off that edge was Nathan Muley. That was the first one there, and then I think Comayau cleaned it up, as well as Naeem Alexander and Dwayne Grantham in there as well.
Muley made a heck of a ball play on that one. So he was the outside defender, so he had to take the brunt of that kickout block. Not only was he able to fight through that, he was able to pinch down hard enough to make the running back change his trajectory and able to slow him up enough in the backfield. That was a great all-around football play by Muley.
Well, Muley, a former Jefferson Cougar. Again, he tries to set that edge. But just like you, Travis, they're just built different, right?
That's what they say.
Bring up a 3rd and 5 from the 37, 4:40 to go. And let's see what Millersville has here on 3rd and 5. Zelt has some time, throws high and incomplete off the hands of his intended receiver. Alexander maybe had a chance at it. Melvin, the intended guy, though, off of the deflection.
And you could just tell just the processing speed for Zelt is just not there. Pump fake on that play, and then you cannot come back to a hitch late. So he's been dodging a lot of bullets so far today. The Rams have been able to pick him off once, but when you come back to a hitch late, that's usually bad news for you. So the Marauders lucky to maintain position and have a chance to punt the ball away as opposed to turning it over with an interception.
4th and 5 from the 37, standing back at his own 24-yard line. It's blocked by the Rams. The special teams continues to be huge for Shepard. It's Robbie Hart. He dives on top of it, but he was in the back of the end zone. I think his feet went out, and that's why they're saying this will be a safety and not a touchdown. What a play by the Rams special teams. I think that was Robbie Hart.
Yes, Robbie Hart was the one coming in, the 6 foot, 186-pound redshirt freshman from Laurel, Maryland. Got the block and made a heck of a play on the ball in the back of the end zone. He wasn't able to slow down his momentum enough on the rep track to get the touchdown for the Rams, but he does get the safety, and the Rams will get the ball back. So a chance for the Rams to improve their advantage. And again, special teams has just been playing awesome football for the Rams so far this year.
Luke Wright, special teams coordinator, has just been dialing it up all season, whether it be punt blocks, kick returns, punt returns, good kickoff and punt coverage. That one kickoff return last week, but, I mean, that came against an explosive kickoff return team in Lockhaven, and now breaking the tie with the safety to make it 12-10. Hart just barely unable to stay in bounds as that ball rolled all the way to that back corner. Is a very tough position to try to keep it inbounds and land on top of it or fall on top of it or pick it up. And unfortunately for Shepard, it doesn't result in a touchdown, but you'll still take a safety. It's 12-10. You have the lead now, and you're going to get the ball back.
Going to get the ball back with good field position and quite possibly a chance to get a good return, because you know that special teams unit, they're looking to try to steal this game right now. You know that points are going to be hard to come by. Both defenses are flying around, making plays. So special teams have been playing huge so far for the Rams, and right now the Rams are going to look to press that advantage, having an opportunity for this punt return.
On the punch, it's going to be short. Malachi Brown hit off his chest, but he picks it up, and Brown is going to be brought down around the 45, but definitely Shepard having some issues fielding these balls. I wonder on these punts and short or high kicks, you know, the rain has definitely made it tough to visualize.
It's tough to get a handle on it, and the rain is hitting you in the face.
Yeah.
So you have rain in your eyes.
And guys are running down trying to kill you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Certainly a lot of challenges on fielding a punt.
Especially on a day like today. 1st and 10 here from the 45. Luckily so far, Shepard has been able to recover any of those muffs. But the safety sets up Shepard. Here's Barry Hill on a little toss to him, and he gets a few yards. Actually finds some room on that sideline. We'll see exactly where they spot it. I thought maybe it was going to be a gain of 1 or 2. But
oh, man, he must have been able to turn the corner. It was hard, all the bodies that were over there, but Hill was able to navigate his way through a tunnel and pick up a nice 7-yard, 6-yard gain on first down. And that's something that has been elusive for this Rams offense is getting positive big plays on first down, so they're not starting out the drive behind the chains.
6-yard pickup there. And they will run Barnett, and there goes Barnett. Still on his feet, Barnett running people over and getting inside the 30-yard line. Jordan Barnett, the big back for Shepard here late in this third quarter with some momentum slipping away from Millersville. And now the defense has been on the field for a long time, it feels like, in this game. And Barnett can be that guy late in the ball game that can really out-physical another team.
And Barnett using a salty stiff arm against Garrett Cox to pick up a couple extra yards at the end of that run.
This time he uses the shoulder to get positive yardage. Inside the 20-yard line goes Barnett. Another big carry for him, a gain of about 6 on the play. Will bring up 2nd down. Under 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. Rams on top 12-10 on the safety. The block by Robbie Hart, setting up the Rams on the punt block. And there's that same play to Barry Hill.
Oh, good block that time by Malachi Brown.
Yeah, I think Dustin Fisher, too.
Good
driving
block.
his man down the line there was another good block on that one. And Shepard moving the ball down deep into Millersville territory, trying to get it just short this. So that time he didn't find room on that sideline. Same play.
Just a good job, just a physical block out in space that time by Brown to create some room for Hill.
And they'll run Malachi here on 3rd and 2. He has the first down.
There you go. You get a block like that, you reward that man with the next carry. That was a good block on the previous play, and Brown able to move the chains on that play. And again, now the Rams, momentum on their side. They can breathe a little bit easier. Now you're starting to see that talent starting to take over for that Rams offensive unit.
Looks like Kalubi made the tackle there for Millersville. 1st and 10 here from the 13 for the Rams. 1:44 to go in this third, trying to extend the 12-10 lead. Barnett is the back to the left of Morgan. They run that same play to Barry Hill, and Hill down to the near side inside the 10. So it's working well. Garrett Cox coming up and making the tackle.
Again, the running back.
Hill is limping. This is not good for Shepard. They already have an injury to one of their star receivers in Cam Dorner, and now Hill is slow to get up.
And it may be something where he's cramping up.
That's what you hope at this point.
It's cold, rainy conditions, and typically you think about guys cramping up when it's hot and humid outside, but you also have to have that same concern when it's cold outside because they're just not able to stay warm and loose. But again, a big block on the edge by a Shepard Rams running back. That time Barnett was the big block on the outside. He was coming up to take care of the defender coming in hard off the edge. That was Okongu. That was a big collision on the outside, and Hill was able to get outside of that block and pick up a big gain on 1st down.
Let's take a 30-second break with the injury. Now Barry Hill's going to actually get off the field here quickly. I think it might have been a cramp, or at least that's what you hope. Since he was trying to get himself off, I feel like that's more so the situation, but he does go down eventually, and that's what you hope. And I think with the rain, with the cold, that makes a lot of sense. Maybe not drinking as much as you should be because you don't feel as hot.
Yeah, but you're still working. Those muscles are still burning. So that lactic acid is going to build up. So you got to have that water in there to flush it out.
But now the Rams will have it on 2nd and 5. Taylor, the man in motion, and they run the Barry Hill play for him. And Jeremiah Taylor has some room. Can he get to the edge? He has the 1st down. Falls down just short of the end zone, inside the 5 to about the 2 or the 1. That play just continuing to kill this fast Millersville defense.
Because what Millersville is doing, they're trying to stack the box. They're packing those defensive linemen down inside to cover up the center and the guards. So they're kind of leaving themselves a little bit exposed on the edge. And the Rams just showing a counterpunch, be like, okay, you want to take away the middle, then we'll kill you to the edge. And they've had success with it on this drive. Sweeney was giving chase on that play, but Taylor was just a little bit quicker to the edge.
They will run Barnett. Barnett is into the end zone. Touchdown, Shepard. The Rams extend the lead to 18-10 with 25 seconds to go in this third quarter. Power football for the Rams results in 6.
And again, there's no reason to resist it. Everything about this ball game is telling you the style of football that you need to play. It's cold, it's rainy, it's windy. You can't throw the ball around the way that you want. Your wide receivers are getting dinged up. Run the football. Embrace what's going on. You got your special teams out there making plays. The defense has been stout all day today. You pound that football, good things are going to happen, particularly late in the game.
The extra point from James Bozick is good. So Bozick just pokes it in to get the field goal through. 19-10 our score. Our third quarter is presented to you on TV 10 by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361, as well as W. Harley Miller Systems, providing custom integration services like home and office automation, home theater networking, audio video distribution, and more. Call 304-350-1931 or visit WHMsystems.com. Shepard has extended its lead out to 19-10 now after the safety set up the drive. Robbie Hart gets the punt block and the safety there for Shepard. And in 19-10 our score, Travis, and the Rams have certainly flipped the momentum. And now this Millersville team, they're not out of it by any sort of the imagination, but it is a tough situation for a young quarterback in Ryan Zelt going against this defense that continues to get better and better for Shepard.
And so far, Millersville has had success when they've been able to, let's not tap dance around it, they've been able to hide their quarterback. Pretty successful so far today because it's been a nip and tuck type of game where points have been hard to come by. Now things have loosened up here in the second half. Now you're going to need your quarterback to make some plays, and the young quarterback has had his moments of struggles early on, But now he's really going to have a test on his hands here in the second half as his team is trailing by 9, getting ready to go into the fourth quarter.
Short kick and nearly a big return, but it's knocked out of bounds around the 30-yard line. So Shepard takes it 8 plays, 55 yards, and Jordan Barnett scores 6 for the Rams, his second rushing touchdown in 2 weeks, his second of the season as well. Our scoring drive summaries are brought to you by Paul Espinoza for State Senate, an effective, fiscally conservative voice for the 16th District. So let's see here what Millersville is able to draw up here on a first down and 10 from the 30-yard line, now down by 9. 17 seconds to go in this third quarter. Zelt takes the snap, and they'll run it, and not much room. Shepard forcing it back inside. And the Rams bring him down after maybe one, but I don't think he even got that. 2nd and 10.
And again, when you have those big traffic jams at the line of scrimmage, those can be dangerous plays, especially when you've been consistently running the ball all day. That was what set up the long 90-yard run there in the third quarter. Was a big old traffic jam at the line, and just the natural pace of the play, you thinking that the play should be over, and then he breaks a long 90-yard run.
Let's take a 60-second break. Our score, Shepard 19, Millersville 10. As we head to the fourth quarter, this is Shepard Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. We're back at 60.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
I'm Jonathan Bodwell, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare and life insurance agency. We are here to help you navigate the Medicare maze. We represent all of the major carriers, and you do not pay any more to go through us than if you go directly through a carrier. But if you go through us, you have a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs, not a voice that could be in some other part of the world. Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare agency. BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or 304-283-0864.
As the screenplay is blown up by the Rams in the backfield. Harold O'Neal, along with several others for Shepard, Gianni Gamble, Dwayne Grantham, I believe, in on that play as well.
Nobody took the bait on that play. The quarterback dropped and nobody pursued him. Like everybody retraced their steps, located the running back, and took him down behind the line of scrimmage.
3rd down and 12 from the 28 now. 19-10 Shepard on top, 14:25 to go in this fourth quarter as things just getting started in the fourth. Millersville on an important drive. Zelt looking to throw under some pressure again. He avoids the sack and throws deep toward the marker, but incomplete.
It just seems like every time that he's had to put the ball in the air, like you're holding your breath if you're on the Millersville sidelines. It's just the rookie quarterback is just having a tough day against a very talented, speedy defense.
With those Gamble in coverage there on 4th down now for Millersville, 4th and 12, and an opportunity for Shepard to really try to kill some clock and put this Millersville team away, who has battled. Another high snap. Bantha gets it away, though, and Miles Greer will field it, or he's going to pick it up inside his own 15. And this could be trouble now that Greer has it.
Oh, good tackle.
A great tackle in space by the Marauders on the punt return coverage. Looked to be in on that tackle. Nick Romano coming up and making the play.
It looked like Greer was going to be able to bend it back and get underneath that initial defender, but Romano, again, just did a good job.
Stuck with the play.
Yeah.
It looked like he overran it a little bit, but he was able to get Greer from behind, which doesn't happen too often.
And it's plays like that to get you extra looks where maybe you get that promotion from special teams to get some time on defense.
There we go. 1st and 10 for the Rams from the 25-yard line. Shepard has it here. They seem to have really established their ground game, and here's Malachi Brown again. Brown still going. Keeping with the run up to the 30-yard line before he's brought down. About a 5-yard pickup, bring up 2nd and 5. And that kind of extended run game that Shepard was able to get with the Barry Hill plays on the tosses ahead. Barry Hill back on the field, by the way, for Shepard. So that's good to see here on 2nd and 5. That, along with Malachi Brown just continuing to run hard and Barnett giving them some good carries as well, has helped Shepard establish this ground attack. And this time, Millersville reads it out pretty well.
And this is shaping up to be one of those type of games that maybe later on in the season that the Rams look back to and be like, this is the moment where we kind of hit that turning point as far as our run game is concerned. They use the jet sweeps to kind of spread the defense out. Then they come right back, pounding the ball in between the tackles. Again, just putting a lot of pressure on that defense, making them defend pretty much every inch of the field. And that's something that this Rams offense is going to need, is a more consistent run game if they want to make a deep run.
Gain of 1 on the play, and Millersville coming up and making a big hit. Cordell Batten hauling in the reception. And that will force Shepard to punt. Looks like Omar Ba coming up and making that tackle for the Marauders.
And again, that last drive, the Rams able to have some success, but you see how talented this Millersville defense is. They make their adjustments quickly, and the plays that you got on their previous drive, you might not be able to get the next time around. Good high punt.
Alexander won't get an opportunity to field this one. Ryan Barrick continues his great day from the punting unit. It's actually going to be better field position than maybe it looked like initially, but still 34-yard line, and Barrick, a guy that some games didn't even have to punt in the past with the Tyson Bajan offense. Obviously things have changed here at Shepard, but he is an effective punter. We've seen that in the past when Shepard's been in these kind of games where, you know, there's rain or whatever and the offense wasn't clicking a ton. He has the talent, just hasn't had a lot of opportunities, but punting has been a big part of this year's success for Shepard. They've dominated, it seems like, in times in terms of winning the field position battle. 1st and 10 here from the 33, and a pass incomplete intended for Hakeem Melvin.
And again, the ball is just coming out late. You could just tell he's showing his youth in a lot of these plays where it's just he's reluctant to pull the trigger. Like the ball's just coming out too late, and this Rams defense has really just been able to make plays on the ball consistently, and just been a long day for the young quarterback.
Apologize for that. I think we had some interference, but I believe everything is good now with our audio.
That time a handoff to Morris on the right side. Able to pick up 4 yards on that play, setting up a 3rd and 6. And again, that spotlight is going to be squarely on Zelt at the quarterback position. And we know Footman has been a running threat, but you figure with the success that Morris has had today that possibly that opportunity is there for Zelt, even though you could tell that's not his style of game, but just something just as an added wrinkle, possibly catching the defense off guard. Maybe he pulls one of those and tries to go out the back door for a big play, but right now you feed the hot hand. You keep giving it to Morris, and he's been making some plays for you all day long.
3rd and 7 here from the 36. And it's 12 minutes to go. They readjust the clock. Big 3rd and 7 here for Millersville with them down 19-10. And Zelt under pressure, steps up, and he's brought down. Jack Baxter with a sack for the Rams. And that will make it 4th down, and the Marauders will be forced to punt.
Baxter just making plays, and that's so tough for those interior defensive linemen to get back there, get pressure on the quarterback, and come away with sacks. But it is a huge benefit to the defense when they're able to get that kind of pressure. Again, you know the young quarterback's having difficulty getting the ball out on time, and that gives that defensive front just a little bit extra time to get home for the sack.
So Greer back deep to return again. He'll throw the fair catch and make the catch About the 27 or so.
And not too often you see those Rams returners calling for the fair catch. They are very aggressive when it comes to catching the ball in the air and making something happen, but realizing that you have the game in hand, no reason to risk it and give Millersville a chance to get back into it on a cheap turnover.
1st and 10 for the Rams from the 28, 11-13 to go in this fourth quarter between Shepard and Millersville here from Millersville, Pennsylvania. 19-10, Rams on top. Another opportunity to potentially try to milk some clock here for the Rams. They'll run Malachi Brown, and he's going to only get maybe a yard on that one, but ends it with some physicality on the Malachi Brown carry.
And temper starting to flare a little bit on the sidelines as they exchange unpleasantries after a hard hit. And look like there may be an injury over there on that far sideline as well.
Yeah, tough to tell who it is, so let's go ahead and take another 30-second break here. Our score, Shepard 19, Millersville 10. We're back in 30.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs. Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
I thought you broke out like an electric razor or something over there.
We welcome you back here to Millersville, and we still have this injury down on the field, so we may want to take another break here. But our score, 19-10. Shepard leads Millersville with just over 11 minutes to go. Not certain if anybody has identified the player down on the field, which is what I'm trying to do currently, but that big run there on the Malachi Brown carry. And let's go ahead and take another minute or so, but I'm unable to currently identify that player down, and whenever we do know that, we will let you know. But 2nd down and 8 here from the 30, and we will take another minute. Or actually make it a 2-minute break, Colin, and when we come back, we'll have more Shepard Rams football for you here on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. 11:03 to go, and a player injured on the far sideline, so we'll take a 2-minute break.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
Hi,
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
We welcome you back here to Millersville. Again, we are unable to identify that player down on that far sideline, but the stretcher has come out. So we will probably have to extend this break to 3 or 4 minutes, maybe even longer on this next one. But just want to give you a quick update on our score and the situation if you're just now joining us. Our score 19-10, 11:03 to go in this fourth quarter. The concern right now with, we believe, a Millersville player on that far sideline as Malachi Brown was running out of bounds, lowered his shoulder, made a collision with a player on that sideline. We believe that player is the player down, but we do not have a number at this time to identify him, and they have a stretcher out on the far sideline for Millersville. So let's go ahead and take a 4 minute break. 4 minute break here, Colin, and then we'll see where we're at from there. Maybe you have to adjust, but let's go ahead and take a 4 minute break. Again, our score 19-10. A Millersville player, we believe, down on that far sideline with 11:03 to go in this fourth quarter. It's second down and 8 for Shepard whenever play resumes. This is Shepard Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Back.
Hello?
We're here again 3 times in the past 2 days.
You're where?
Bechtel Jewelers. Look.
Can Mom hear you?
No, she's in a diamond coma. Get her the pendant, or I will.
Hey, that's my credit card.
What? Can't hear you, Dad. You're breaking up.
It's going to take more than a crying baby to wake her out of this diamond coma. You're going to need a mega dose of jewelry from Bechtel Jewelers.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for dollar wings and Monday Night Football. Thursdays on the patio for the cornhole tourney. Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
As a lifelong Jefferson County resident, Paul Espinosa has been a champion for the Eastern Panhandle. Paul is the effective, fiscally conservative voice we need in the West Virginia Senate. He's fought for job creation, student-centered education, the rights of the unborn, protecting our family farms, and was a leader in passing income tax relief for all West Virginians. When residents of the 16th Senatorial District cast their votes for their next senator, the choice is clear. Paul Espinosa for West Virginia State Senate. Paid for by Espinosa for Senate, Mary C. Espinosa, Treasurer.
One of the questions lawyers get asked the most is, what is my case worth?
I'm Steven Skinner, and this is my brother Andrew with Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
The truth is, it's very difficult for a lawyer to pinpoint a number because every case is different.
We get to know each situation and we'll give you an idea of what your case is worth and why.
The sooner we get involved, the better we can do getting you the compensation you deserve.
Google Skinner Lawyers or go to skinnerwins.com. We'll treat you like family.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome you back here to Millersville. The injured player is still down on that far sideline, and it feels very similar to what we saw last week, where there was a collision on the sideline, a big hit from an offensive player to a defender, leading to an injury. And now with 11:03 to go in this fourth quarter, we await what the situation exactly will be, or exactly who that player is, I guess I should say, but the player has not been moved onto the stretcher yet. And our score 19-10. Shepard on top with just over 11 minutes to go. And they're moving the player onto the stretcher currently. So hopefully everything is all right, and we will try to identify who that is just so people tuning in have an idea. But the good thing is it seems to be moving slightly quicker than what we saw last week, which, obviously these situations are never too quick because you want to be very cautious with head and neck injuries is what you typically see in this situation. But
and that's what it looks like, because you can see he had his helmet secured between the 2 pads on the stretcher as they're wheeling him out, and it's a short distance from where he's at on the field to where the ambulance is parked. So hats off to the training staff. It was training staff from both sidelines that went out there to tend to him at first, and then the EMTs were able to come out there and take it the rest of the way. You can see the Millersville Marauders over there to see their teammate off. And in much similar fashion that we saw Shepard rally around Dante Harrison last week. So
yes, I'm unable to identify a number down on the Millersville sideline, or the Millersville player that is down, but I do know that it is a Millersville player. The Marauders able to wish him well, and hopefully everything is good with that young man. But 19-10, not as long of a delay, but it will be very similar to what we saw earlier last week with the Lockhaven game. Shepard and Millersville will take a little bit of time to get back warmed up here, just over 11 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. Let's go ahead and take a 60-second break, and when we return, we will have more.
The Skinner family has been representing West Virginians for more than 50 years.
We've changed the name of our firm to Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers because we want to be clear about what we do. We represent people who have been in car, truck, and other catastrophic accidents.
We're here to be a voice for the injured and vulnerable, and we take that job seriously, with deep commitment to serving our clients wherever they are.
Just Google Skinner Accident Lawyer or visit SkinnerWins.com. We'll treat you like family.
Check, check, check.
Check, check, check. I don't hear you. I hear me a little bit better.
Check, check, check.
There we go. Now I hear you.
We apologize there for some technical difficulties, as believe we have everything resolved now. We may not be able to do a post-game interview due to a technical difficulty that we're now having, but 19-10 our score, 11:03 to go in this fourth quarter. Team's getting back warmed up, Travis. We saw this last week. How do you respond from a scary situation if you're Millersville and for Shepard as well? And then also, how do you, I guess, come out of this long extended break that you're not used to having in a game at this point in the game?
Well, and it may be something where it's going to be a little bit more detrimental to the Rams because the Rams had the momentum on their sideline. They were surging, and maybe give a somewhat of a change in the dynamic for that Marauders defense. Certainly you lose one of your teammates. It's going to be a rallying cry for that unit. So curious to see how that turns out.
Well, it's 2nd down and 8 from the 30-yard line. Morgan sends Fisher in motion and takes the snap, and they will run Malachi Brown. Brown runs forward, short gain on the play. Will bring up a 3rd and long for Shepard. 3rd and about 7 from the 31.
It looked like Omar Ba in on the tackle. 3rd and long, and see if the Rams try to take a shot at it or keep it conservative. Keep it on the ground, keep that clock rolling, and limit those opportunities for Millersville to get back into the ball game.
Barry Hill is the receiver to the near side. Batten and Taylor the receivers to the far side. Morgan looking that way initially under some pressure, avoiding the sack, and now brought down at the 15. Garrett Cox coming in and getting the sack for Millersville, but just over 10 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. The Marauders get a huge sack and again get a stop. It remains a 9-point game, which is tough, but Millersville's defense preventing Shepard from putting that final shot, that final nail in the coffin.
Now you're backed up in your own territory. You're kicking into the wind against a dangerous punt returner.
And a whistle from the far sideline. It's supposed to be 4th and 22 for the Rams. I think we're going to have a penalty against Shepard. It looked like a false start, and that is the call. So that'll make it a 4th and 27 from their own 11, and the Rams are kicking now out of the end zone, which is going to be difficult.
And just in a couple of plays, now things are getting a little bit more interesting. Now your punter's backed all the way up to the back of the end zone. You're kicking into the wind, and you have a dangerous return man in Alexander.
Yes.
So you've been able to avoid kicking the ball deep to limit those returns, but now you kind of want to put a little air under the ball. Oh, big shot that time.
Naeem Alexander made his name on special teams last year, made a name for himself on special teams last year. Macau and Alexander on Alexander violence right there. Naeem Alexander just crushing Makai Alexander, maybe taking Omari Terry's award. That was Naeem's award last year, so just reclaiming his proper place.
Yeah, those big hits coming on special teams here in the second half for that Rams unit. And again, big plays by that special teams unit.
1st and 10 from the 46, a pass complete, but the knee is down as Carter making the catch there. So Zelt completes it for 5 yards. 2nd down and 5 here from the 41. Coming up on 9 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. 19-10. Shepard leading Millersville. An opportunity here for the Marauders as they have good field position to begin this drive. And Zelt now going play action. Under some heat, Miles Greer made contact. Alexander knocks it away, and no flag from the secondary.
And
Melvin, the intended receiver.
He did a good job making a play on the ball, but what the home fans are calling for is that left hand was draped around the wide receiver's waist and really impeded that wide receiver's opportunity to make a play on the ball. That was a missed call on that one. The Millersville fans have a right to be upset about that one. Good play that time by Alexander. You're going to push the envelope. Make the referees make that decision.
3rd down and 5 from the 41. Morris is the back to the right of Zelt. Shepard shows blitz, and they bring the pressure. Zelt under pressure, slings it over the middle, complete for a 1st down to Alexander.
And a big space over the middle that time, and Zelt was able to find his open wide receiver and deliver a strike on 3rd down. That's been one of the very few 3rd down conversions for this Millersville offense.
1st and 10 from the 24, 8:20 to go. Zelt again under heat, throwing incomplete, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Jalen Carter.
Zelt had a couple of options on that play. He chose to work the sidelines, but the running back slipped out of the backfield. He had a lot of room to run. So now starting to see a little bit of life out of this passing attack for the Millersville Marauders.
2nd and 10 from the 24, 8:14 to go in this 4th quarter. Millersville moving the ball into Shepard territory, 19-10. Our score. They'll run the ball with Morris. Morris has some good blocking, and he's going to go into the end zone from 24 yards out. And Millersville is right back in the game with just over 8 minutes to go. 19-16 our score. The extra point running on.
Goodness gracious. Tyler Lacey, the left tackle, redshirt senior, 6'4", 290, used every ounce of it. He just absolutely demolished that side of the defense, and Morris able to run in untouched on that play.
8:07 to go. The extra point coming here for Millersville to make it a 2-point game. The Marauders have not given up here on their homecoming, and the extra point is up, and it is good. Our score, Shepard 19, Millersville 17. Let's take a 30-second break. This is Shepard Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. We're back in 30 seconds. It's a good one between Shepard and Millersville of 8:07 to go.
At Dutch Miller Automotive, we've grown quite a bit over the last 60 years, but our core principles remain the same. We believe in treating our customers and our team members like friends and family, and we see it as our obligation to give back to all the communities we are so fortunate to do business in. In just West Virginia alone, we've grown from 1 location on the west end of Huntington to 10 rooftops employing more than 500 Mountaineers. Check out the inventory from all of our stores at DutchMillerAuto.com. Dutch Miller Automotive Group, West Virginia proud.
We welcome you back here to Millersville. Our score, Shepard 19, Millersville 17. The Marauders getting into the end zone, making it a game again here between these two teams, as it looked like Shepard was going to pull away and put that final nail in the coffin. The Millersville defense continues to step up, and Morris has had himself a day. Jaheim Morris running it in on the touchdown drive, as that drive for Millersville, Travis, just give us, here we go. 5-play, 46-yard drive finished off by the Jaheim Morris 24-yard touchdown run to make our score 19-17. Our scoring drive summaries are brought to you by Paul Espinoza for State Senate, an effective fiscally conservative voice for the 16th district. But Travis, just a good drive and a good fight for this Millersville team.
Absolutely, and Morris will get credit for the touchdown in the stat book, but everybody on that sideline knew who was responsible for that play. Big left tackle Tyler Lacey serving up pancakes hot and fresh on this cold, rainy day in Millersville.
8:07 to go, and Shepard will return this kick for Miles Greer inside the 10-yard line. Greer's got some good blocking. Here goes Miles Greer. Cuts it back. Miles Greer still on his feet and into Millersville territory inside the 40-yard line. The Shepard special teams is your player of the game today, Travis, no matter what happens.
It's going there.
Especially if Shepard wins.
Yes.
I mean, we have
seen
seen
time and time again, they have been able to dig Shepard out of some holes, keep momentum on that Shepard sideline.
The Rams have set it up now at the 38-yard line. 7:55 to go in this fourth quarter. And what has been a battle between the Rams and the Marauders. Seth Morgan in the gun. Morgan looking to throw. Morgan comes out firing and incomplete. Intended for Jeremiah Taylor. Where the man in coverage for Millersville.
Morgan, you just got to get your feet set. Like, you don't have that type of arm where you can just not have good technique and throw that ball to the sidelines with velocity. He was kind of falling away from that throw, and that's why you saw it take that nose dive at the end, and you one-hopped it into your wide receiver on the short side of the field. Step into the throw.
2nd and 10 from the 38. Here goes Barnett. Barnett still fighting, being dragged by his jersey, and gets positive yardage up to the 35, or down to the 35-yard line. It will be 2nd down and about 7. I'm sorry, 3rd down and 7 with 7:35 to go. And the Rams will now bring the offense into a situation where they
would like
to get this first down.
Yeah, you can just feel the sense of urgency. We went from a situation where it looked like the Rams were pulling away. Then we had a break in the action. Then it was some big plays made by both teams. And now you got both sidelines are really buzzing. There's a lot of action on the field today.
It's a small but loud Millersville crowd here on 3rd down and 7. Morgan looking to throw near sideline, in and out of the hands of Jeremiah Taylor, and incomplete. He would have had the first down, and a rare drop from the veteran wide receiver.
And a good throw that time by Morgan. He gets his feet set. He steps into his throw. He delivers an accurate pass with velocity on it, and it hits Taylor right in his chest. I mean, it smacked him right in the 5, and he was not able to bring it in. And again, this Millersville defense, they lucked out that time, but they have answered the call time and time again today, keeping this team in the ball game.
High snap, but Ryan Barrett gets it down, and that one rolls into the end zone. So not going to be a big net gain on this one for Ryan Barrett, and Millersville has life, Travis. 6:57 to go in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time. They can go back to their ground game. They don't have to throw it with Zelt.
They got the wind at their back. They're going to the end zone that has been friendly to everybody so far today.
And good field position considering where they've been for the most part inside their own 10-yard line, it feels like, throughout the day. So Ryan Zelt in the offense back on the field. Jaheim. I was making up
every letter in the alphabet right there. Some type of heem out there.
Raheem Morris was the Buccaneers head coach. I don't know where.
I don't know if he's got any eligibility left,
but don't think so. No.
That was Morris again running behind that big left tackle. Millersville, they know where their bread is buttered, and they're going to stick with it here in this fourth quarter.
2nd down here and 5 from the 25. Morris the back, 6:30 to go. He's continued to be the life of this offense, and Zelt looking for him, but he wasn't looking for that pass, and it falls incomplete. Morris was running a wheel route. Looked like Zelt thought it was going to be an out route kind of thing.
That should have been an eligible man downfield. That left tackle was about 7 yards down the field. It was supposed to be a screen pass, but the running back just continued on upfield like it was a flare pass. I'm surprised the Shepard coaches didn't jump on it. That was an eligible man downfield on that play.
3rd down and 5 from the 25. 6:24 to go in this fourth quarter. Shepard clinging on to a 2-point lead. A big 3rd down here for Zelt in the offense. Rams showing some pressure. We'll see if they come. They don't. They drop back, but they get under pressure in the back. Nathan Muley came on the sack. Ball came out. Kevin Kauser falls on it in the end zone for the touchdown. Shepard. The Rams get the sack from Muley, and Kauser recovers and extends the lead to 25-17 with 6:16 to go in this fourth quarter.
And Millersville is trying to help out their young quarterback, get him out of the pocket, get him on the move. So that Rams defense can't pin their ears back and get after the quarterback? Well, one would think. The Rams still able to get pressure on that play. Again, Muley making some plays coming in off the edge. A lot of time he's the interior defensive lineman. They move him out. He's strong on the edge, got pressure on the quarterback, swapped the ball out of his hands. Cows are able to scoop and score and get a big touchdown for that Rams football team.
Bozik's kick is good, and Shepard extends its lead to 26-17, but we do have a flag here. It's going to go against Shepard, so the Rams will be forced to re-kick. Oh, wow, what a time to get a stop, and not only get a stop, but get a defensive touchdown, the first defensive score of the year for the Rams. That's a touchdown. They've had some safeties on special teams, so defense coming through here for the Rams, but now we'll see if the extra point is still going to be good, as it will be a longer PAT than normal due to the penalty. They spotted at the 13, so this is about a 30-yard PAT. James Bozik here from the 20-yard line to try to extend the lead out to 26-17. The extra point from Bozik looks good, and it is good from 30 yards out, so Shepard extends its lead, 26-17. The Nathan Muley strip sack. Kevin Kauser gets the ball in the end zone for the Rams touchdown. And our score, Shepard 26, Millersville 17. Let's take a 30-second break. This is Shepard Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Your master's degree is as close as Shepard University. Shepard's graduate programs are perfect for working adults and will prepare you for the next step in your career. Choose from several degrees perfect for educators, an accredited MBA program, and a master's degree in Appalachian Studies. Visit shepard.edu/grad studies radio to get started today. Finish your master's or pursue a doctorate in nursing practice. To learn more, visit shepard.edu/grad studies radio.
We welcome you back to Millersville. Our score, Shepard 26, Millersville 17, 6:16 to go. The Nathan Muley strip sack, the Kevin Kauser recovery in the end zone has led to Shepard leading now by 9 and trying to hold on for this win on the road in the cold, rainy Millersville, Pennsylvania. It's a short kick fielded around the 15-yard line. Shepard with good coverage. Amari Terry again.
Johnny on the spot.
So the Rams special teams continues to make big plays. 6:09 to go in this fourth quarter, and the Marauders have it at their own 20-yard line. First down and 10. 26-17 our score. We'll see what Millersville can do here offensively. Again, it's not over. There's a lot of time left in this game, but the Shepard defense has been pretty good. Besides a few big plays here and there, they've played to their expectation.
Millersville now with less time, will they be able to rely on that running game as much as they would like?
Here's a pass underneath, and Morris makes the catch. No gain on the play. Comayal, the man in coverage and making the tackle. As again, Shepard bringing some pressure or getting pressure from that front four today.
And that looks like
continued to get better and better as the season has gone on.
And it looks like that was the play that they tried to run last time, but there was some type of miscommunication because the running back went downfield, the offensive lineman released downfield, but that time they kind of got things figured out, but still not able to get anything going on that play.
They'll give him a yard on the play, 5:38 to go. Zelt steps up, dumps it down to Morris, and he gets back to the line before he's wrapped up on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 9 for the Marauders. This Shepard defense quick to these underneath passes. We know Millersville has talent at wide receiver, but they haven't really seen too much from him today. Now Morris limping off, so the Marauders will have to go to a new running back in the backfield. That is number 20.
It's going to be Trey Gretzinger, the redshirt junior, 5'9", 170 pounds. Not the big thumper that we've been seeing featured so far today, more of a scat back type.
Pass, good adjustment on that catch. Gianni Gamble was the man in coverage. And good catch there by Tatum on that one. Rob Tatum, the 6'1", 196-pound redshirt junior. And here's a pass underneath and nearly intercepted. The big D lineman for Shepard was looking to come up with Charles Dixon in coverage.
Dixon had his chance for glory on that play and not able to bring the ball in. You won't get too many opportunities like that, and I'm not sure what the young quarterback saw on that play, but the running back was about 5 or 6 yards down the field, and he was just trying to drop it over the top, and the big D lineman almost came up with a crucial interception.
2nd and 10 from the 32. 4:30 left in this one. Zelt and the young quarterback from Millersville trying to come through. He throws into double coverage and incomplete. Gamble and Greer, the men in coverage on Richardson, the tight end. 3rd down and 10 from the 32. 4:25 now to go.
And again, you realize we talked about it. Zelt just had to squeeze the ball into a tight window on that one and chose to make the safe throw as opposed to trying to force it into his big tight end.
3rd down and 10 from the 32. Rams bring their 4 down linemen. Zelt rolling out under some pressure, throws incomplete. Good coverage on the play by the Rams. Christian McDowell continuing to do a nice job for Shepard in this secondary. It's 4th and 10, and the Marauders will be forced to punt with Banta. No, they're going to go for it, of course.
And that's something that Millersville, this is a situation that they've been able to avoid for most of the ball game today because they've been able to run the ball successful. They've played really well on defense, so they really haven't asked too much of their quarterback. But now with the urgency on, now he's really putting into a tough spot where he's got to make plays for his team.
Yeah, you thought maybe they would punt, but it is a 9-point game, so it makes sense. You got to kind of go for it here with 4:18 left. Zelt has time, throws to the near sideline, complete, but well short
Amari Terry,
of the first down
again.
marker. Amari Terry making the play, and on the reception was Gretzinger, well short of the first down marker. Shepard takes over on the turnover on downs, and the Rams can now try to kill this clock with 4:10 to go and good field position as well. They would at least like to. If they can't kill the clock, they could potentially get in field goal range and get the Bozic field goal to really try to put it away. But a 9-point game with 4:10, your goal here is get a couple first downs and hold on to this ball and
I can
get
see
the win.
A heavy dose of Brown and Barnett with 4:10 left in the game.
Barnett is the back here on 1st and 10 from the 33. They feed the big back, and he runs hard into Millersville territory down to about the 26-yard line. Gain of 7 on the play. Under 4 minutes to go in this one. Rams by 9.
He's just so tough to bring down. He's a downhill thumper. When he's able just to put one foot in the ground and get north and south, that is really when he's playing to his strengths. That puts a lot of pressure on that defense. They've been out there for a long time here in the second half. Been a cold, rainy day. So a little bit less eager to make that tackle when you're trying to bring down a running back that's 6 foot, 225 pounds, that's just been leaning on you all day.
3:25 to go in this one. 2nd down and 3. Barnett gets the carry again up the middle, has the first down and more inside the 20 into the red zone. Now goes the Rams. That offensive line has done a great job today as well, Travis.
Absolutely, and that's what you got to rely on in these type of games. We talked about Millersville offensive line making plays for them today, and this Rams offensive line has been able to make plays for Shepard as well. That was Connor Snyder in on the tackle for Millersville, and now this is an important part of the game for Shepard because you're going to be in this position. You want to see how they respond. Is can you salt the game away? You've done enough to really secure that victory. Now can that offense go out there, not necessarily put up points, but can you move the chains and most importantly eat up clock and salt this game away?
1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. 3:08 to go in this 4th quarter. Shepard 26, Millersville 17. Marauders burning their timeouts, trying to hold on to the chance that they do still have. It is a 9-point game, but still a lot of time left, really, if you're able to get a turnover or something here from Millersville. Shepard obviously trying to close out the game. 1st down and 10. Hill going in motion. Barnett remains the back. They'll now move Hill back to the near side. And they will run Barnett. He gets a little bit of room on that one. Good job by the Millersville defense. A player down now for the Marauders at the 19-yard line.
It looks like Connor Snyder is the injured player.
And not certain there in the middle of that field you can roll an ankle or anything like that. It might have just be that cramp that we talked about earlier.
He was like that backside defensive end, so he was kind of extended trying to run that play down. You go down on a hard turf right there on your ribs. Sure not a good feeling. And Barnett, we talked about him, a bigger running back, 6 foot 225, but he runs with very good pad level. He runs behind his pads and really puts a lot of pressure on that defense.
2nd and 7, 3:02 to go in this fourth quarter from the 16-yard line, 26-17. Barnett the back, Hill, Taylor the receivers. Hill going in motion, but again, expect Barnett to get the carry, and he does, and he collides inside that line of scrimmage with a tough run.
He took a hard shot on that play. Looked like Omar Ball coming up from his DB position, putting a big hit on the running back, trying to knock that ball free, but Barnett doing a good job of securing it. I believe Millersville called a timeout.
So Marauders burn it here, and let's go ahead and take a 30-second break. 2:57 to go. We're back at 30.
Your master's degree is as close as Shepard University. Shepard's graduate programs are perfect for working adults and will prepare you for the next step in your career. Choose from several degrees perfect for educators, an accredited MBA program, and a master's degree in Appalachian Studies. Visit shepard.edu/grad studies radio to get started today. Finish your master's or pursue a doctorate in nursing practice. To learn more, visit shepard.edu/grad studies radio.
We welcome you back. We welcome you back here to Barnett is into the end zone. Touchdown, Shepard.
And that's what happens when you have those backs and they've just been pounding on you. It's cold, it's rainy. Those defenders, they don't want that smoke at this point in the game. And Barnett was just able to gash him right up the middle and punch it in for that final nail in the coffin.
32-17 our score, and the extra point running on for James Bozick. And, yeah, that feels like the final score here to kind of put it away, like you said, Travis, and bring Bozick on for the extra point. But this game was much closer than this final is going to read. It's now 33-17. We'll take another 30-second break with 2:51 to go. This is Shepard Rams Football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
So we welcome you back here to Millersville. Our score 33-17. Shepard putting it away here late with the Jordan Barnett touchdown run. In some ways, though, Millersville, kind of heightens their chances by giving up the touchdown, because it is a 16-point game now, which means 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points you would have to score, but you weren't going to get another timeout, so maybe the Marauders even let them score on that one if you wanted to have any shot at making some sort of comeback here. James Bozick to kick it away. Fair catch singled for Millersville, so the Marauders will take over, but Shepard able to get into the end zone on that drive. Our scoring drives are brought to you by Paul Espinoza for State Senate, an effective fiscally conservative voice for the 16th District. that drive for Shepard. 5 plays, 33 yards. Finished off by the Jordan Barnett 14-yard touchdown run. 2:49 to go in this one, 33-17. As Rams now coming back in on defense, and the Marauders back on the field. Ryan Zelt in the shotgun here on first down. Zelt throws over the middle, complete. O'Neal makes the tackle at the 20-yard line, 22 or so. And it's not going to do too much. You got to go a little bit quicker, it feels like, if you are.
And that was Gretzinger, and I'm surprised we haven't seen him earlier today with the struggles that Zelt has had. Oh, big shot in the backfield.
Yep, Shepard coming up and making the sack. That was Brutus off the edge.
Jack Brutus, certainly going to be the first pick for any all-name football team in the PSAC. Jack Brutus.
He's been playing well as of late for the Rams, as the Rams have found a little bit more depth at that D-line. Zelt throws one low, and looked like it hit the ground, but they're saying that Richardson made the catch.
He was able to pick that one up off of his shoelaces.
If he did catch it, yeah, I don't know.
I don't think the Shepard coaching staff is believing that that was a completion.
So, 4th and 2 from the 25. They're going to have to make some adjustments to the clock, as it looked like it was incomplete, and the clock operator did stop the clock. So now they'll have to adjust it.
Even the home clock operator thought that was an incomplete pass.
In some ways, that potentially helps you. If Shepard can get a stop, the clock will roll here more, and they'll be able to, roll out the clock. But in some ways, the incompletion would actually help Millersville, it feels like here, as that wasn't a very big gain. But 4th down and 2, 25-yard line. Officials still discussing this as they're trying to get it right. I mean, it definitely looked like an incomplete pass. So, but they ruled it a catch. Now it's ruled an incompletion.
There we go.
So these huddles are important, Travis. We figured some good things out here. And they'll add a second. So this will back it up, make it even tougher for the Marauders, which obviously Shepard rather have that than a 4th and 2, which would just extend the game. At this point, Shepard gets a turnover on downs here. They can pretty much just run it out with kneel downs. But it will be 4th and long here. Zelt has been under pressure all day for the freshman, and he takes the snap. Shepard brings 4. They bring pressure again, or get pressure again. Completion underneath. O'Neal makes the tackle. Gretzinger is tackled in the backfield, and Shepard takes over on downs and can secure this victory of 1:52 to go and a 33-17 lead.
And again, the Rams just able to gut out another tough win. We had a lot of things to talk about coming into the season, just how they were going to be able to replace all of the firepower that they lost from last year's team. They made a deep playoff run, and new faces and new places, and who we were expecting big plays from this year. But I think the one thing that kind of got lost in the shuffle was the amount of grit and toughness that this ball club was going to have to bring this year, and they have certainly been able to do that.
And what we know about this coaching staff, Coach McCook is going to get career win number 50 to move his career record to 50-11 at Shepard in his 6th season. So this team doesn't lose a ton of games in the McCook era. They didn't lose a lot in the Monty Cater era either. And, that just continues the success of this team. And what you know about a good program is they get good recruits, and they just continue to find ways to win ball games, close ball games, whatever the case may be. And, again, the games have been closer this year, but at the end of the day, Shepard is still in the win column the majority of the time. The Rams are going to move to 6-1 to start this year. Millersville will fall to 3-4. We return home next week for more Shepard Rams football as the final minute rolling off the clock here at Millersville. And this was, again, a closer game than this final score, but ultimately it's going to look pretty good for the Rams. I think when they take a look back at this one, because of the rain and everything that was a factor in this one, the Rams getting a 33-17 win, they'll probably feel pretty good about, especially with the first half being 3-3.
Absolutely. I mean, you're on the road, tough weather conditions against a tough opponent, and you're still able to put up 33 points, and you're able to do it in all three phases of the game: offense, defense, and most certainly the special teams. All made big plays that contributed to this victory. So, again, as a coach, the best case scenario, you get the win, you have plenty of things to improve on, but you get that total team victory and 4 quarters of quality football.
So Dylan is trying to locate Coach McCook for his post-game interview, and we will go to him here momentarily. The cannon goes off for the final time today. And Dylan, whenever you have Coach McCook, just go ahead and take it away. But our score 33-17, Shepard getting the win. Coach McCook finishing up his handshakes as both teams, fighting through a very tough field condition type game and weather and everything, but good resiliency shown on both sides. As
we've had an opportunity to watch some really good
Dylan,
football this year.
If you have the coach, go ahead and take it away. As we await Coach McCook here, looks like he's going to make his way over to Dylan, and I think, no, maybe not. Yeah, he's going to shake hands with the Millersville head coach here first.
Hey, sorry. What did I knock down?
As we await the post-game interview here, but our score again, 33-17, the final, and Shepard able to get the win, and now Dylan taking it away here with Coach McCook. I believe. I guess not. So, all right, whatever. I don't know what happened there, but I guess we'll jump in.
You have me up there, guys. Coach McCook's going to go talk to the team first, then come back. Yeah, that's what he would like to do.
Coach McCook, quite elusive in the open field.
Okay. Well, I thought for a second you just stiff-armed Dylan and said, I don't want to do an interview. But let's go ahead then and get into our post-game show. I don't believe we need any more breaks here due to the long stretch we had. Apologize for some of those kind of awkward moments there.
We're kind of exposed to the elements ourselves, so sometimes the equipment doesn't respond well to being rained on.
I don't know where it went, but we'll find it here in the post-game. But our post-game show is brought to you by the Palace Lounge, and the Palace Lounge is located on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg. And with a full lunch and dinner menu, with daily specials and a clean, colorful atmosphere, check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. Let's jump into some post-game stats. Malachi Brown, 20 carries, 103 yards. For the first time this season, he goes over 100 yards on the day. Jordan Barnett, 11 carries, 76 yards. So a great rushing duo in the backfield for the Rams today, Travis.
And that's something that we wanted to see. Excuse me. Wanted to see what type of identity that run game was going to be able to have this year. You lose somebody, explosive player like Ronnie Brown that's going to be able to do it in a variety of ways. Now you have to go to a running back by committee, and so far Brown and Barnett has proven to be quite a 1-2 punch.
And the other stats, Jeremiah Taylor, 11 targets, 9 catches, 99 yards, and a score. Barry Hill, 5 catches, 39 yards. Cordell Batten, 3 catches, 33 yards. And passing the ball today Seth Morgan, 18 of 32, 163 yards and a touchdown. Our post-game stats are brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer on Route 11 South Inwood, taking care of you like nobody's business. Jaheim Morris on the other side goes for over 200 yards, 229 yards. But he did have a 93-yard run, I think a 50-plus yard run as well. So a lot of that came on those plays, but he still had a great day on the ground for Millersville. Jaquan Howard, 9 carries, 47 yards and a score. Ryan Zelt had a rough one. That Shepard defense got after it today. 15 of 35, 85 yards and an interception. Gretzinger, 3 catches for 7 yards. Hakeem Melvin, 2 catches, 25 yards. Rob Tatum, 2 catches for 16 yards. The punters had themselves a day. 8 punts for Ryan Barrick, 282 yards. 8 punts for Zach Banta, 287 yards. Barrick also had 2 punts within the 20. Banta had 2 within the 20 as well. And now I believe Dylan has Coach McCook, so he can take over here momentarily. Nope, now he's going back and breaking down with the offensive linemen because they had a great day today. Like we said, 179 rushing yards between the running backs.
Hey, guys, help Katie and I. Couple guys. Let's go.
Yeah. All right, Coach, you guys were able to put up 30 points on the board in the second half. Obviously, your defense, special teams helped out with that a little bit, but the offense in particular, what do you think changed in the second half?
You know, I think we were able to run the ball effectively. We were able to make plays. I thought Jordan Burnett gave us a great spark. I thought he did a great job. But when we can score in all 3 phases, special teams, defense, and offense, we're going to be a hard team to beat. And coming on the road against a hungry football team like Millersville, a well-coached football team, and to be able to find a way to continue to play all 60 minutes and play hard and win is a credit to these coaches, credit to these players, and the work that they put in. I'm really proud of them because this was not easy out here tonight. The weather was adverse. We woke up and it was raining, and nobody likes to play football in the rain. I like 70 degrees and sunny, and it was a tough environment, and I think our guys handled it. I told them beforehand, I know you need me to be quiet here, the mentally tough guys are going to want to make plays, and I think we can identify a bunch of guys that are mentally tough and played well.
6-1 now. You get Westchester next week for homecoming. How do you feel about your team right now, this point of the season, coming into some of the final stretch last month of the regular season?
Well, you know, we focus on it 1 week at a time. We know the history of Westchester University, how well they're coached, the things that they can do. We're going to enjoy this win tonight for the next 12 hours. We'll all get up tomorrow morning, come to work, and we'll start preparing for Westchester. But you know, everybody works so hard to be able to play a football game. So to be able to enjoy the win tonight is going to be really important, I think, for all of us.
All right, thanks, Coach. Congrats on the win.
Thanks a lot.
Back to you guys.
I talk way too much.
As Coach McCook and the Shepard Rams get win number 50 of Coach McCook's career and get the win over Millersville 33-17. So we've pretty much ran through our post-game stats. We'll give you some defense as well here. Cox, the leading tackle for Millersville, 11 tackles and a sack. Harold O'Neal leads the way for Shepard, as well as Amari Terry, each with 9 tackles. But some big plays on the defensive end as well. So, Travis, let's go ahead and get into your awards and wrap things up here from Millersville. As we'll start with the electrifying play of the game. Brought to you by Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer. They're located at 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg, or online at Orsinis.com.
Well, electrifying play of the game is going to go to Millersville's Jaheim Morris on a 93-yard run. Wasn't a touchdown run, but it was able to set up a touchdown run on the very next play. So 93 yards in these type of weather conditions. And considering that he wasn't the starting running back coming into today's game, that goes down as my electrifying play of the game. Jaheim Morris, 93-yard run in the third quarter.
And then collision of the game brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Family-owned, offering superior customer service and great pricing for a job done by experienced certified technicians. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page.
Well, it's going to come via the Rams special teams. It was going to go to Amari Terry early on. He kind of set the tone for the second half for the Rams, but it's not going to go to him. It's got to go to Naeem Alexander. Had a monster hit on punt coverage in the fourth quarter with about 9 minutes, 25 seconds left. So my collision of the game, Naeem Alexander reclaiming his rightful spot as the big hitter on the special teams unit for the Shepard University Rams.
What about your good hands catch of the game brought to you by Kelly Allstate Insurance? For all of your insurance needs, call Gary Kelly at 304-263-4596 or stop by 724 Lakeview Drive in Martinsburg.
Well, my big catch of the game goes to the Rams' Jeremiah Taylor, the 40-yard touchdown catch in the third quarter with about 6 minutes left in the game. That was set up by a good kick return by Miles Greer. The Rams were set up in good field position, and then Seth Morgan able to make the off-schedule throw to Jeremiah Taylor. He adjusts his route, pulls it in, 40-yard touchdown. That's going to be my catch of the game, Jeremiah Taylor.
What about the player of the game brought to you by Bodwell Insurance Solutions, a local professional to help you with all of your Medicare needs. Go to BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or call 304-283-0864.
I'm going to give it to the whole unit, but I'm going to single out one man at the head of that unit. My player of the game is going to be Robbie Hart. The big punt block and the safety really changed the complexion of the game and really just was the cherry on top of the sundae of an outstanding special teams performance from that Rams group. So players of the game, special teams unit, Robbie Hart gets the big play of the game, gets the punt block, gets the safety, and it really just changed the momentum of the entire ball game. So Robbie Hart gets my player of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely a good choice there. The special teams played a huge role in this one. You could argue for Jordan Barnett, I guess, with his 2 touchdowns as well, but I think overall just the special teams kind of changing the complexion like you said. So we'll wrap it up here from Millersville. Our final score, 33-17. Shepard gets the win over the Marauders. Shepard now 6-1 on the year. Millersville falls to 3-4. We are back next week. It will be homecoming at Rams Stadium as the Rams welcome the Golden Rams of Westchester in for a big matchup in the PSAC East Division. But for Dylan Bishop, our sideline reporter, Matt Miller, our cameraman, Daryl Miller, our on-site producer, and back in the studio, Colin McLaughlin, Travis Smith, my color analyst, I'm Nick Verzolini, saying so long here from Millersville. Once again, your final score, Shepard 33, Millersville 17. Have a good rest of your Saturday, everyone.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for dollar wings and Monday Night Football. Thursdays on the patio for the cornhole tourney. Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
At Dutch Miller Automotive, we've grown quite a bit over the last 60 years, but our core principles remain the same. We believe in treating our customers and our team members like friends and family, and we see it as our obligation to give back to all the communities we are so fortunate to do business in. In just West Virginia alone, we've grown from one location on the west end of Huntington to 10 rooftops employing more than 500 Mountaineers. Check out the inventory from all of our stores at DutchMillerAuto.com. Dutch Miller Automotive Group, West Virginia proud.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How can I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm John Everson, Private Wealth Advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Welcome into the post-game scoreboard show as the Shepard Rams come out on top to improve to 6-1 by a final score of 33 20-17 over Millersville on the road, as Millersville now falls to 3-4 on the season. Let's now take a look around the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference from earlier today. Some final scores from the noon kickoff games. It's East Stroudsburg picking up a 28-14 road win over Westchester. Mercyhurst wins by 1 over Clarion by a final score of 36-35. Slippery Rock on the road beats Gannon 49-24. In overtime, it was Kutztown getting the win over Shippensburg 9-6. And let's now go over to our other games that kicked off at 2 o'clock along with us. One game in action that was at 3:30, that being at the bottom there that you can see on the screen between California and Seton Hill. But IUP gets a 20-10 win over Edinburgh. Lockhaven beats Bloomsburg 21-13. And that is your scores from around the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Let's now take a look at some scores here as an update, though, from that bottom one. It's now 34-8. Seton Hill has scored 12:31 to go in the third quarter for that one. Some final scores from top 25 action in NCAA Division I football. It was number 1 Georgia defeating Vanderbilt 37-20. Number 2 Michigan dominates Indiana 52-7. Number 3 Ohio State beats Purdue 41-7. Number 4 Florida State beats Syracuse 41-3. Number 11 Alabama just hangs on to beat Arkansas 24-21. Games currently in action, 4:14 to go in quarter number 3. It's number 16 Utah leading California 24-14. At halftime now, it's number 6 Penn State leading Massachusetts 28-0. Almost halftime between number 7 Washington and number 8 Oregon. That has 15 seconds to go until halftime. It is 22-18. Washington leads the Ducks. At halftime, it is Texas A&M right now on the road, leading number 19 Tennessee 10-7. At the half, it's number 23 Kansas leading Oklahoma State 25-24. Kicking off at 6:30 tonight, it is number 14 Louisville taking on the Pittsburgh Panthers. At 7 p.m., it's Arizona at number 19 Washington State. Auburn at number 22 LSU. At 7:30, it's number 10 USC at number 21 Notre Dame. Also at 7:30, it's number 25 Miami at number 12 North Carolina. Missouri's at number 24 Kentucky. Then at 8 o'clock tonight, it's number 18 UCLA at number 15 Oregon State. NC State at number 17 Duke. Those are your final scores and current scores going on in the college football world. Again, our final score, 33-17. Shepard gets the win over Millersville. I'm Colin McLaughlin signing off. This has been Shepard Ram Football on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. You've been watching coverage of NCAA Division II football featuring the Shepard Rams in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Today's coverage is brought to you by the Smallwood and Small Insurance Group, W. Harley Miller Systems, Chris Miller and the Dutch Miller Automotive Group, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, Rock's Local Markets, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, Bechtel Jewelers, CMA Honda of Winchester, Brown Funeral Home and Cremation Robert Fields & Sons, Orsini's Home Store, Hagerstown Ford, the Berkeley County Health Department, Modern Realty Results, and the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm. TV10 Sports thanks you for watching today's game. All rights